store. Select Caruso shirts for $12, women's devotionals for less than $8, and brand new personalized jewelry. Tons of door prizes and sales, and traditional wassail will be served. Come kick off the Christmas season at the Solid Rock. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith, the Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal.
Call or text today at 479-719-5605.
That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Big game tonight with playoff implications, Clay. Boise State is visiting UNLV.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he called me? You called me Clay.
What I was hearing was like Clay stuff, you know?
I understand.
It sounded like what I would hear from Clay.
It got a little dry.
When you went Facebook, I went Clay.
I know. I understand that.
And I look at you as slightly younger than Clay, but when you start talking Facebook, you just kind of fall into the same category.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You know, I've heard that introduction multiple times, but I've just now noticed the term Clay-like. That is such a good term. That is that's a well-coined term right there. And I think we all know what it means.
Hit a little different today?
Well, it did. Hit a little close to home, this morning. Yeah. But, that was...
Probably because you and Edward were in here having a chat, and I tried to get involved, and you said I wasn't even talking to you.
Well, I mean, I was talking to Edward about some things, and like 30 seconds of silence had passed. And Bo said, yeah, that was a really good point. I don't want you to think I wasn't paying attention. And I'm like, well, I was talking to Edward. But the entire time I was thinking, I sure hope Bo reacts. And lo and behold, I had to wait 30 seconds.
Right, yeah.
But there it was. He said, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he knows what I said.
Things that Clay would say.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, glad you're here, man. It's
good morning.
Tuesday. Good morning. Family night.
I'd like to start with an apology, by the way.
About what?
Well, I noticed today that I failed to bring up yesterday that it was 11/11/24.
I noticed
so today it's
11/12,
and we missed the opportunity to really make a big deal about it yesterday. So coming up in December, we got one more chance this year. It'll be 12/12/24. But I missed the opportunity.
Well, wait till it's 12/12 in the afternoon. It'll be 12/12 on 12/12/24.
We would have had that opportunity yesterday as well.
But I saw a few people. I know you don't get on Facebook very much, but there were a few people.
It's on me.
There were a few people that cleverly sent out their screenshots that said, 11/11 at 11/11. That's the sort of fun you can have on Facebook.
You think they picked it up here on the show?
I don't know.
That's the kind of fun you can have on Facebook.
Well, it is, yeah.
Is anybody having fun on Facebook?
Well, I am. I mean, I am. Evidently, Clay is.
There's a lot of long
Clay's
tails and a little bit of anger that you'll find on Facebook.
Here's
Twitter's completely angry.
There is one thing you can always count on from Facebook. No more than maybe 2 days will pass without seeing the video of Nolan Ryan beating up Robin Ventura. I mean, that is one guarantee on Facebook. No matter how long ago it happened.
Our Facebooks are
You're going to see some shot of Nolan Ryan beating up.
Here's the thing
At least
about
that's what my algorithm sends me.
So you have that. And for those that share things on social with a few friends, like, oh, this is hilarious, and you send it to someone, which I'm sure Chuck does.
I never do that.
On Facebook. What you got to be mindful of is this video that you just saw may have been on the internet for 20 years. You're like, wow, look at that. You send it to a buddy, and he's like, yeah, I saw that 5 years ago.
Hey, I buy greatest hits albums 5 years after they come out. That's just how I roll.
I don't want it until it's a greatest hit.
It's got to be a proven commodity before I'm jumping in.
I'm not the guy listening to the entire album to figure out whether I like the songs. Let
That's
the
right.
world tell me I
That's
should like the
exactly
songs,
right.
and then I'll start listening
That's
to them.
exactly right. I'm a greatest
I ain't got
hits
time.
guy.
I'm a sing-along
all the way around.
guy.
I want the collection. Now, when you go to now when you buy it online, you don't buy albums anymore.
I don't want to go to a concert and listen to all the songs and leave and try to decide whether I liked it or not.
I'll tell you what
But
else.
maybe I'll start listening to that music some more.
I'll tell you what else I don't
What?
like. I'll tell you what else is screwing up the world. Advanced playlists before concerts. You don't have the there's not the energy that comes from hearing the classic song.
That one's coming next.
It's like, you've got it out on your phone. It's like, well, they're playing this
advanced.
next.
Well,
he's advanced. How does he know that?
I've been to one concert in the last 3 years, okay? I watched other people.
You just see the playlist.
I did. I saw the playlist in advance.
It's helpful to know when it's a good time to run to the restroom or
That's right.
go to the concession
That's
stand or something like that. That's why
That's overplaying. Like that's what he's saying though. You lose the spontaneity.
That's
of it.
exactly. You lose the moment, Bart.
I haven't lost.
Have
the
you
moment.
noticed how Bart and Edward are just staring at each other like, what the hell's going on?
I noticed
around here
that
this
Edward
morning?
tried to talk a moment ago,
Well,
and
he
we
did.
just
Edward, what do you
railroaded
got?
him.
What do you got?
Well, this is going back to the 11:11 thing, if we can.
Sure.
I told Bart after the show, hey, it's 11:11, and we didn't mention it on the show.
Yeah.
And he told me not to throw Bart under the bus this morning. He excluded
Please, go ahead.
that. He excluded that off the notes on purpose yesterday. I'm not sure why.
Wow, an
doesn't- he
editorial
doesn't like
decision.
That's what
He
I.
doesn't
You made
Well,
it-
that's
it
what I had
said
this
it
morning.
said right here at the top, November 11th, 2024.
But it
was
doesn't
the
say
date.
11.
Doesn't
11.
make a deal out of it. But I'll be honest, like I don't feel bad about it, Edward, because he puts things in the notes all the time that we exclude.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very
So
Well,
it's
that's
it's
fair.
turnabout is fair play.
We all make our own internal
Whatever that
decisions. In other words,
not sure
Bart,
I've heard
don't
that
beat
one.
yourself up over it.
Yeah.
I mean, let
I
us do
wasn't
that for
planning
you.
on it.
So Chuck had a late night last night. He didn't get out of work till like 8 o'clock.
It's 8:30.
8:30 at Sassy's.
What time did you go to bed?
9.
Okay.
30.
So, yeah, it was family night. The
Family
real,
night at
The real coach was there.
Live
Ellen
with Cal?
Calipari was there. His daughter, Dr. Ellen Calipari. I guess it was Brad Calipari's
So what was
birthday.
it? I got an inside question for
All
you.
right.
What was it like as the news broke that 5-star prospect Malik Thomas had committed to Arkansas?
He was very happy
During the show.
Well, see, here's the deal. It's his show, and he's the coach. You can't talk about these guys until they
Sign.
which I guess is going to happen. Is it later this week? I think.
Yeah. No, it's this. I think it's the
first
December.
of next week.
Yeah. First week in December.
Yeah. All right. Whenever. But they're gonna sign, and that's when he'll talk about him. But guys, I mean, here's the one thing that I'm not sure this is not flying under the radar right now. Quite honestly, is that you got a commitment last night from the number 1 rated point guard in America, top 10 player. It's on the heels of of a commitment from another top 10 player, and even in the heyday when Coach Richardson had it going. And I remember when after the 94 national championship, until, everything kind of imploded, the class of 95 was ranked number 1 in the country. But we've not seen recruiting like this. And I'm not sure we ever will again. And again, I just think right now it's kind of flying under the radar.
Yeah.
But it won't for long.
Here's what's happened. But by the way, I'm totally wrong with the date. I don't know exactly what it is, but it might even be this week. It's this week, yeah. So he can sign this week.
In fact, it opens tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what's interesting, Chuck, about Cal, and I'm doing the same thing. Like I look at this kid signing this 5-star. The people that have covered him in the elite
UConn
basketball.
to get him. Beat UConn to get him.
Everybody that covers him doesn't say he's a 5-star. They say he's a superstar. Well, he averages like basically triple doubles. And we got him mic'd up with him, by the way. Let's just listen to this, by the way, because this guy's Like, this is the kind of stuff you really like because it sounds like his attitude in basketball is on another level.
You couldn't go to no school I got an offer from. You couldn't go to no school.
You're a fake four-star.
I got 5. I got 24, and it ain't look like I did. I don't got to show you. You know me, I don't know you.
That's him during the game.
What's he talking?
He's mic'd up. He's talking trash during the game.
I see. I got you.
Listen.
Right.
Now that you have some context
Yeah,
to
go
it, listen again.
You couldn't go to no school I got an offer from. You couldn't go to no school.
You're a fake four-star.
I got 5. I got 24, and it ain't look like I did. I don't got to show you. You know me, I don't know you.
And it may come off a little brash, but when you watch it on video and you see what he's doing, I mean, that's how the game's play. He's got a tremendous amount of confidence. I don't think he's a bad dude. It might come off, but he's a dog.
That's how they have fun.
That's how it is.
That's how they have fun.
Like, you got to have supreme confidence. But anyhow, so he's supposed to be a superstar, and you see this news, and there's other news just like it. They've got another one, as you mentioned, probably another one coming this week. So they're going to have 3 of the top, 10 players in the country or something, okay? And you don't even bat an eye. You don't even look at it and go, wow, that's really something.
I'll tell you why.
Because you're used to it happening with Cal. And here's all the things that you hear. What were you going to say?
Well, no, I mean, it sounds like you're going there. So you go ahead.
So Cal gets all this, like when you hear people criticize him, it's like, oh, yeah, you know what he's going to do at Arkansas? He's going to figure out a way to win 25 games, and then we'll really see what happens in March. And then the criticism becomes, well, he hasn't won enough in March. Let me ask you a question. Who has? And when you get done with that list, do you have a whole other hand left to count on? Like maybe 5 teams are consistently getting to past the Sweet 16. I don't know if anybody really is. But I thought about Kansas. Kansas has been eliminated from the NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16 or earlier 4 of the last 5 years. So they've been first or second round exits in 4 of the last 5 years. Now, they won a national championship in the other year. But that's what happens with big-time programs. Like, the expectation is Final Four or bust. By the way, I don't hear anybody saying all this about Bill Self.
I was going to say.
And how Bill Self's
they don't
just
say much there.
he's a guy that's going to figure out a way to win 25 games, and then maybe he won't meet expectations in the NCAA tournament. The reason the NCAA tournament is so interesting is for what reason? Why? Anybody? What makes the NCAA?
Can win it.
It's upset city. You can't fill out a perfect bracket, which also means it's really difficult if you're playing in the tournament to win all the games. How is it a negative that you win 25 games a year, you're always in the NCAA tournament, and you have the best players or some of the best or most of the best players in college basketball? What is negative about that?
It's not negative. It's not negative. What happens, and I think it's happening here right now, and I think we got to fight against it, quite honestly, is the national narrative becomes the local narrative. The national narrative on Cal is, well, let's see what he does in March. Again, I'll go back to what I said a few minutes ago. I mean, Arkansas has gotten a commitment from the number 1 shooting guard in America, the number 1 point guard in America. That's not happened around here before. We should be celebrating that in a way that a fan base celebrates it when it's never happened before. The national narrative is always going to be the national narrative when it comes to Cal. Let's see what he does in March. That can't become our narrative. Because there's too many good things going on around that program right now to feel like, well, get back to me in March. If the people in other places want to think that, that's fine. But I don't think that should be our narrative.
We'll get into it as we move through the show today. We got a bunch of stuff to get into. Dari Nowkhah is going to join us next. We're going to talk about what's happening in the college football world. We've got the playoff show tonight, which is another just thing I want to get into today. What are we doing with this show and these rankings, and does it really mean anything? Is it really the only one that really, really means something is at the very end? We'll get Dari's thoughts on that and more. Sam Pittman had some interesting comments at his news conference yesterday. We got so much stuff to get to today, Chuck. We might be here till noon.
Yeah,
we could be here till noon.
We're going to go extra.
It's 6:16. Good morning, Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think that allowing him to call in occasionally is a healthy reminder of why you don't like Texas.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Is your hot water heater letting you down? No one likes cold showers. We want to be able to count on our hot water. That's why Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric has an offer that comes with the peace of mind I value. Get this, for just $17.76, you can get a 40 to 50 gallon water heater fully supplied and installed by their licensed and insured technicians backed by a comprehensive warranty. For less than $2,000? Yeah, price check it. It's a deal. Just log on to GoPascal.com and don't worry about hot water anymore.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
You say, well, that's a tough thing to say. Well, we live in a tough world.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Remember the classic Massey Ferguson tractors, straightforward, dependable, tough as nails, and easy to run? It's those classic models that inspired the Massey Ferguson 2600H series, as durable and reliable as the classics, with up to 74 horsepower and more comfort so you can work harder. The Massey Ferguson 2600H series. It's everything you want and need in a tractor. See one at Bush Machine and Tractor Company or visit bushtractor.com to learn more.
At AOG, our main goal is to deliver reliable energy to your home safely. And keeping our team members, customers, and community safe starts with awareness. Natural gas has a distinctive, strong odor, often compared to rotten eggs or sulfur. If you smell gas, leave your home immediately. Go to a safe location and call 911 in addition to AOG. Remember, if you smell gas, act fast and always call 811 before you dig. To learn more about natural gas safety, visit AOGC.com. AOG, energy for life.
Have you tried the TGI Friday weekday deals? On Monday, they have 50-cent wings, traditional or boneless, 10-piece minimum. Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries with a fountain drink for $10. On Wednesday, Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta for only $12. On Thursday, enjoy a half a rack of ribs for only $12. Stop by and check out the weekday deals at TGI Fridays, I-540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. In here, it's always Friday.
November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years. November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
People who act like they're doing you a favor by being there, those things generally don't work out. What are you laughing about?
I was just thinking about how you come in here every day.
Oh, don't give me that now. Don't give me that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Tari Noka's joining us on the Chuck and Bo Show, SEC Network, the face of SEC sports.
Heart and soul.
We're gonna grow his brand every week. We're gonna make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, he needs us. Yeah. It's not working out for him, so we're gonna come to the rescue.
Our little corner of the world over here. Dari, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're here to help you today, Dari. We're gonna raise your brand awareness.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get
totally fine.
Yeah, you'll take anything you can get, right?
Sure.
I'm waiting for you
to. Dude, I need value, man. As much value as you want to try to add to me, that's great.
Well, I called Hooters to see if you could replace Dick Vitale on the Hooters commercial. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, okay. That's fine, too. I mean, hey, listen, man. Anything for $1. Hooters commercials work, too. I can handle that. By the way, I was going to tell you guys, I just dropped my 12-year-old off. Leighton says to tell Arkansas hello this morning. So a big hello from Leighton Noka.
That's great.
She is hanging out in school now.
That's fantastic. Hopefully she's listening on the Hit That Line.
I'm sure she is.
We have an AirPod in, first class.
All her friends are gathered
My
around
dad's
the
a
phone.
sportscaster. I listen to his friends in Arkansas. It's near Oklahoma where he came from, which we may get into at some point. We may not. Actually, I want to start with a basketball Cal question for you. So here John Calipari comes to Arkansas, and we're hearing, now some of the national, like the Jeff Goodmans of the world talking about, I see that it's probably going to be another, Cal will figure out a way to win 25 games, but, you just don't know what's going to happen come March. And, here we got, another, top commitment, 5-star for Cal that'll sign. He'll probably have, 3 of the best 15 players in the country sign, and we all just look at it like, yeah, whatever, big deal. We'll see what he does in March. And I'm thinking to myself, how do we get to this point where you have great teams that win 25 games and, like, he's 7th all time in Final Four appearances, but we act like Cal, they acted like it a little bit at Kentucky, and they kind of ran him out of there. And it's like, how do we get to this point where any of this is bad? I mean, the NCAA tournament's a crapshoot every year, right?
Oh, yeah. You're exactly right. I mean, he's no matter what, and I realize he had, one dumpster fire 9-win season at Kentucky. I mean, I remember that. I remember one year when he went to the NIT and lost to Robert Morris. Outside of that, there's no question. He's going to take you on one heck of a ride, a really fun regular season ride. So I guess if I'm an Arkansas fan, I'm asking myself, what's the difference between John Calipari and Eric Musselman? Like, did I enjoy the Muss rides? I would have enjoyed the Muss rides. I think the Muss rides were fun rides, more positive than negative. You got a couple of Elite 8 runs in there, some Sweet 16s. That's a pretty good, he leaves you essentially one weekend that you're not playing ball, that you're watching other teams play. Other than that, it was a lot of fun. So, and I don't know that Cal's any different. He comes with a little more arrogance. He comes with a little more condescending tone in his voice. He answers questions that he wants to answer, not ones that anybody actually asks him, having done plenty of those interviews with him. And he comes with some more recruits. So, some more 5-stars. It might make the ride a little bit sweeter that way. You'll be watching more NBA products or high-level NBA products. But at the end of the year, if he gets you to a few Elite 8s and you look at him and you say, okay, so Muss did the same thing, but Cal made it a little bit more fun and interesting, I guess that's a win. I'd take that.
Well, I thought, I'll admit, I didn't think Arkansas could do better than Muss. I thought Muss was a really good coach, and I routinely said they're never going to hire a better coach. Maybe you'll find some up-and-comer like a Nate Oates that you didn't know was really good. And then they got Cal, and Cal makes you relevant all year. Muss is not the national figure that Cal is and all that. So I hear what you're saying, and I would just add to it that Arkansas has a spotlight on it that they haven't had since Nolan, and they haven't even had recruiting classes like this. Outside of one or two here and there, Nolan didn't even really have that. Nolan used to joke that other teams had the McDonald All-Americans, and he had the Burger King All-Americans. So anyhow, it's going to be, it'll be Cal's week because he'll sign some great players. But I think Arkansas, is happy to have whatever people in Kentucky, who, by the way, still obsess on Cal and still talk about him every press conference. I think Arkansas is happy to have whatever they were ready to be done with. And then there's football, Dari. Then we go to football.
Well, if I could add one thing, and I would be curious from inside the state border to find out, like in a year, 6 months, 8 months, whatever. for years, it's been fun for people that did not root for Kentucky to poke fun at Kentucky because Cal would, quote unquote, come up short, right? Cal, it would be a disappointing 26-6 and second round exit or Sweet 16 exit. I would be curious now inside those walls if the Arkansas fans kind of move the goalposts back for Cal, right? What you used to criticize, you now defend because he's yours.
Oh, yeah.
The ESPNers that poke fun at Fox and then end up going and working at Fox, and you turn around and you poke fun at ESPN or you rip ESPN. So, I would just be curious kind of how that plays out over the next several months, because my guess is a lot of those people, media and fans, that ripped on Cal because he kept coming up short, you flopped again in March. And if Arkansas does the same thing, how you go about defending it. It's human nature, but I'd be curious to see it play out.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic, and now Arkansas has Cal, and so he's ours, even though a lot of Arkansas fans and other fans didn't like him when he was at Kentucky. All right, Arkansas, go ahead, Chuck.
Well, I was going to shift gears over to football for just a second, and Arkansas plays Texas this week, Dari, as you know. For Arkansas people, this is as big a game as they're going to play. I wonder how this plays around the SEC. Like, for example, with the network, is Arkansas, Texas, does it hold the same magic for everybody else that it does for us? I guess is what I'm asking.
Chuck, I think that it probably not that it does for you guys, but on a week where really all we have is Tennessee, Georgia, in this league, we're very thankful for Arkansas, Texas. I would say, I hate this week of the season. I hate this week. I don't need to see in, mid-November, Louisiana Monroe, Murray State, Mercer, New Mexico State play games against the SEC. I hate this weekend. I wish it went away. So I'm very thankful for Arkansas, Texas. But no, I don't think that it probably gets the buzz and the appreciation around the league. That's more. I don't even honestly. I sometimes wonder if it even gets the buzz and the appreciation amongst Texas fans as it does amongst Arkansas.
That's a
fans.
key point. I heard Sark this week trying to convince his guys that this is a big game. And I don't think Texas – I think it's a struggle for Texas to make it a big game, which is an advantage to Arkansas.
Yeah. I would think so. I would think so, yeah. But, I look at that game and, you could ask me to try to predict anything about it, and I have no idea. I'm damn sick of trying to figure out who these teams are, and Arkansas kind of leads the pack of who the hell are they? What are they? Because I have no idea. You start to think that or have some idea that what they're capable of, and then you go see Ole Miss, who had struggled all conference season offensively, hang a 63 spot on them. You're like, man, I don't know. I have no idea. But I do think that you'll get the best of Arkansas. I would hope that you'll get the best of Arkansas for this game because, it should mean a lot to them.
Dark.
And I realize what that stadium's going to feel like and look like on Saturday, and hopefully that helps them in some way.
Pardon me there, Dari. I was I was curious about your thoughts on the league as a whole, because there have been 1 or 2 week periods where it looked like Georgia was the best team. There have been 1 or 2 week periods where it looked like A&M might be the best team. And now it seems like Ole Miss is the best team. I wonder if we're going to have another twist or another turn before we actually get to the playoff, because right now Ole Miss looks like the best, but that doesn't mean they will in a couple of weeks.
Do you think they do? Because on football on Saturday, or SEC final on Saturday night, all three of us ranked our top 5. Doring and Ben Watson had Texas as 1. I had Ole Miss as my 1. I took some crap for it, but if we're literally only basing it on what we feel right this second, which is all we can really do, if you're ranking these teams, you have to get rid of this idea that 3 weeks ago blank beat blank, so they've got to be ahead of
I
them.
100% agree with that. 100% agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm with you. I do think so, and I think it's more for their defense than it is for anything. But Chuck, you asked, are we going to have more twists and turns? Absolutely, man. We're going to have multiple twists and turns and speed bumps and, multi-car collisions. Like this is what football is now, and I think it's just beautiful.
I don't think
there's no question.
Yeah,
Arkansas could throw a massive wrench in all of it this weekend.
I don't think that the show that we're going to see tonight, the selection committee, I don't know if it ever really mattered, but it matters less because we're playing it out on the field. Like it's like the win
probability every week.
It's right. It's like the win percentage that you put out in the middle of a game, and then as soon as the next play happens, it changes.
I hate that damn win percentage thing.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Come on, man.
It's like we've overdone it.
We do this. Not only do we do this, but we run this, and we show it every show. And I'm sure tonight on SEC Now I'll have to read this thing where a blankety-blank win on Saturday raises their playoff chances from 37 to 63. But on the other side, it would make a loss would set it to 21%. How do we know this? I mean, come on. Like, serious. How in the world is that science? Is that just simple math? Is it because you're assuming you know what's going to happen around the rest of college football? It's complete ridiculousness. It looks fun on a chart, on a graphic on TV, I guess. But no, man, we don't know any of this stuff. None of it means anything. It's all different now. Even if we thought we knew something in past years before NIL and the portal, we didn't even know much then. We know even less now.
All right,
That's what makes it so fun.
Real quick before we get you out of here, who's going to be left standing? Give me the SEC teams you think will be. I know it's just a prediction, and predictions make fools of us all. But who's going to be left standing when we do get to the playoff?
Oh.
Yeah. We'll get you out of here with an easy one, Dory.
It was rhetorical.
I'll go, yeah. I'll go with, let's see here. This can change next week, right, or whenever I talk to you.
Sure.
Let's go with, why not? Let's go Ole Miss, Texas, Bama, Georgia, just because I feel like I have to.
Okay.
But, let's just rev up for the debate about what a third loss does to a team if it comes in the conference championship game. That's going to be the biggest
still getting
debate
in. They're still getting in. They're still getting in.
Yep. I'm with you. They absolutely should get in. They absolutely should. But it doesn't mean they will.
Dari Nowkhah, the face of all SEC sports, right there on the SEC Network.
Thank you, Dari.
Appreciate you, man. Love doing it. Love having you here.
Got it, guys.
Talk soon.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Happy to be there, man.
Thanks,
if the loser of the SEC championship game, and it's their third loss, if they do not get into the playoff's not going to last very long. SEC's going to get out. I'm just telling you.
Sankey's been talking about
I'm
this
just
since
saying.
it started.
And this is the whole reason they're talking about it, is if that happens, this thing's not going to be around in its present form very long.
SEC hater Danny Kanell's not going to like this. Yeah. But what we're talking about is what we've talked about for years. The SEC is a tougher league. It's like Pittman was asked yesterday about the 9-game schedule. Why would you play an SEC 9-game schedule? We got to take it. There's so many things to get into.
I know.
877-377-6963. Dari Nowkhah, appreciate him joining us on the Chuck and Bo Show. 6:35. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, first and foremost, congratulations on the official launch of the Chuck and Bo Show. I want to know, how did you guys decide which name went first, Chuck or Bo? Was that a flip of the coin?
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins. Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
I want to make a couple of points here because I have the floor.
All of it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Don't miss Hog Reaction after every football game. Brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer.
Carrie, you're on Hog Reaction. What do you got for us tonight?
Hey, first of all, I'd like to say I was really impressed with the defense. I think at the end they kind of got gassed because they'd been on the field too long. But my real question is this Bobby Petrino, Sam Pittman experience going to work?
Yeah, I'd have liked to see us run the ball more.
Only on ESPN 95.3.
Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Lindsay, what's going on this month?
We have the new Kawasaki Ridge side-by-sides in stock. Most of them have a full cab with heat and air. They have a 1000cc inline 4-cylinder engine. We also have new Kawasaki Brute Force 450s and 750s in stock. And we are stocked up for dirt bikes and ATVs for the holiday season. Come by and see us or visit WheelerPowersports.com.
Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Like
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Watch every Hog game this season.
I think it might be underrated
Your home for half price
I don't know if it's going to get
every
the
Hog
same.
game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, Tin Layer Dip, Brisket Nachos, and Mexican Pizza. And ask about Joe's Tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Would you be caught alive in Hey Dudes?
Hey Dudes are real shoes. I don't know that Crocs always are.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a clear delineation for you.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I'm going to walk down and get the newspaper at the end of the driveway. Crocs would be acceptable, but if I'm going to breakfast, I'm going, hey, dudes.
I have been complimented countless times for the stylishness of my hey, dudes. Never one time 20 years ago when I put on a pair of Crocs did somebody say, hey, I really like those Crocs. Nobody ever says anything like that.
What kind of people are you spending time with?
I just my kind of people, man. Different than you guys.
Are they Texas fans?
No, they're not Texas
All right.
fans.
Do you think Texas fans wear hey dudes?
Probably here and there.
Yeah, they probably do. Boots and hey dude. That's probably the wardrobe.
It probably is.
Did you hear Sark yesterday trying to convince his team that this is a true rivalry? I just don't think anybody. So I put it on the Twitter machine yesterday, Chuck.
Yeah.
I responded to Sark's comments, and I said, do Hog fans still think this is a rivalry? And the responses were vast. They were just like all over the place. A lot of responses, by the way. So it hit a chord. And people did want to. Some people were like, it'll always be a rivalry. I was raised to hate Texas. No, I don't even know anything about this series. I'm too young to. We don't have any rivals. We lose to everyone. How can we be a rival? Well, to Arkansas, this is a rivalry. To the state, it may not be to every individual person, but the culture of our state, you grew up, you've at least heard about not liking Texas and not liking Texas football. Here's Sark yesterday trying to convince his team that this is a rivalry game and they need to be ready to play.
I think it might be underrated nationally. You know, I don't know if it's going to get the same exposure that it would nationally, but I will tell you internally, it's getting the same amount that's needed, that it deserves. You know, this rivalry's been going on for a long time. I was joking with the team this morning. I don't know what Darrell Royal did to Arkansas back in the day, but they absolutely hate our guts. And I think we learned that the first time around when we went there. You know, you watch some of the clips at the end of that game, and Joe Tessitore is talking about that Arkansas, hates Texas more than they like themselves. And he might be right. So I think from our perspective, internally we understand and value this rivalry, and it's great to have back. It's great for the state of Texas. It's great for the state of Arkansas. I wish nationally it probably got the exposure that this thing deserves. There's been some great games historically that these two teams have butted heads on, and so obviously we're looking forward to the opportunity.
He mentioned Joe Tess. Tess will call the game this time as well. He called the last upset, Chuck, over Texas, and I think Tess will join us later this week on the show. It'll be fun if they do upset Texas, because nobody's better at calling an upset than Tess on national television.
I want to go back to what Sark said, though. He's talking about this rivalry. If you really look at the history of Arkansas football, really in many ways the history of our state, the Arkansas-Texas rivalry is embedded in the psyche of our state. And for those who've been around for a number of years, it'll never go away. Now, a couple of points. I don't think, with the crowd, say, that's under 40, I don't think it's as big a rivalry because, as we discussed yesterday, the essence of the rivalry was little old Arkansas, great big Texas. I don't think the younger generation thinks of it as little old Arkansas anymore. I don't think they think of themselves that way anymore. I don't think that's part of our psyche like it was 30 or 40 years ago. But I also think there's a wrinkle involved in this, too, that not enough people talk about. Look at the abundance of students from the state of Texas that now attend school in Fayetteville. It's why attendance has gone from like 10,000 to over 30,000. How many of those kids are from Texas? If you're not a Longhorn, and people from Texas know this, if you're not a Longhorn, they hate them as much as we do. Nobody likes them down there unless you're a Longhorn. And with all those people in Texas, not everybody's a Longhorn. And so a lot of those kids that come up here from Dallas, they may not know anything about 1964, 1969, or 79, or 81, or 91, or any of the other games. But they know their parents hated Texas because they went to SMU or they went to TCU or their parents went to East Texas State. They hate the Longhorns just like we do. So I do think there's a dynamic with the younger generation that maybe we overlook. But I don't think that kids these days in Arkansas, by and large, think of themselves as inferior or have an inferiority complex the way we undeniably did for a long, long time. So I think all those things come into play. But Sark's just trying to convince his team it's a big game. That's what he's trying to do.
Michael Jordan used to motivate himself. Like, motivation is so important. He motivated himself by finding anything he could find to twist into somebody doesn't like me, they don't respect me, I'm going to use that as motivation. When you have motivation on your side, it is a powerful thing. And so I don't care that Texas, for Arkansas's sake, I don't care that Texas doesn't look at it as a rivalry or as big a rivalry. It's not a negative at all that Arkansas looks at it as a rivalry because you're going to play this game highly motivated. Sark is trying to convince his team to match the motivation of Arkansas. Will he be able to do that? They're the better team. They're the more talented team. Even though they haven't really beaten anybody this year, they look great. They're loaded. But you play a really motivated underdog, Arkansas truly is disrespected. Texas usually isn't. That's why they're so dang arrogant. And that's why they end up looking by people. And that's why they end up getting beat. That's why I said a long time ago this year, they will have at least 2 losses. Will Arkansas be one of them? 6:47, it's the Chuck and Bo Show. Tuesday morning, glad you're here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Rick's in Fayetteville. Rick, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a privilege to talk with you guys, and I love the Razorbacks.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. With popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA, there's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere. Is your hot water heater letting you down? No one likes cold showers. We want to be able to count on our hot water. That's why Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric has an offer that comes with the peace of mind I value. Get this, for just $17.76, you can get a 40 to 50 gallon water heater fully supplied and installed by their licensed and insured technicians, backed by a comprehensive warranty. For less than $2,000? Yeah, price check it. It's a deal. Just log on to gopascal.com and don't worry about hot water anymore.
We want to make sure that you can read some ludicrous lyrics on his 47th birthday today.
I can do that one. Roll out, roll out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Deer hunting in the comfort of an enclosed 6x6 Lazy Man fiberglass box blind is affordable at Jelco Outdoors. Lazy Man Fat Girl blinds built here in Fort Smith with your choice of 6-foot or 10-foot tower blind platforms starting at $22.99.99. Box blinds are great for taking the kids with plenty of room and out of the weather. Check out the deer blinds at Jelco Outdoors. Hunt longer in the comfort of a Lazy Man box blind sold locally at Jelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you.
Well, I think
Call
you
us
have
today,
to educate the kids on how big the game is to the fans, to the university. I think there's rivalry games matter. If you ask before the 21 game, the fans would say Texas is the biggest rival that we have. So I think you have to educate the kids for that, because you can play better in a rivalry game if you believe it's a rivalry. And certainly we're going to have to play our best to be able to win the game. You can play better in a rivalry.
Chicken fettuccine Alfredo served with garlic breadsticks for $12.99 and a cheeseburger with seasoned fries for only $9.99. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
Hey, Hawk fans, it's Ty with the Morning Rush. Join me this Saturday from 6 to 8 a.m. at the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville for Arkansas Game Day. The $10 sale is backed by popular demand. Yes, take advantage of the $10 sales racks from 6 to 8 a.m. this Saturday at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. No limit. Anything on the rack, just $10. Come by and see Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew this Saturday at the Stadium Shop on Razorback for their final $10 sale.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I'd like to apologize to anyone who's been offended today by the silliness of the show.
Thoughtful analysis is what we're known for here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You can play better in a rivalry game if you believe it's a rivalry, and certainly we're going to have to play our best to be able to win the game.
It's so funny. We had a big discussion going on about, like, is it a rivalry? Is it not a rivalry? At the end of the day, whoever really believes it's a rivalry might play better.
There's probably a lot of truth to that.
Like, that might be.
Well, you know, here's the deal. I mean, Sark's trying to convince his kids it's a rivalry. I mean, Pittman's having to do the same thing with Arkansas's kids, is educate them on the history of it all. I mean, if you're a kid from Georgia and you're playing for the Razorbacks, I mean, Arkansas, Texas doesn't mean anything to you. So they got to educate both sides.
I think a lot of it comes from fans, right? Like,
there's no question.
Come from fans.
We don't play. Yeah, you know, it's not a contest of who has the best fans. It's who has the best team. And both sides, quite honestly, have a little work to do in that area, I suspect.
Chuck, we're going to start a new segment. We're only going to do it when it's applicable for you, for the English-speaking people. But it's terrible guesses on solving the Wheel of Fortune puzzle. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, today's
I love these.
our opening installment. Here we go.
I'd like to buy you.
Well, you're going to get 3 U's.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
I'm sorry, that's not it. Over to Katina.
I'd like to solve.
Okay.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, that's it.
Not even close.
Hell.
Not even close.
Oh, my God. I'd like to buy you.
Well, you're going to get 3 U's.
DGU.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
I'm sorry, that's not it. Over to Katina.
I'd like to solve.
Okay.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, that's it.
My gosh. How many times have you watched Wheel of Fortune and shouted, "You idiot," at the TV? I do it all the time. God, you're an idiot.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
For those who are listening, so it was give yourself a round of applause. The last word is applause. The A was there. He had the A and still guessed sausage. The A was
you
there.
can get a little nervous.
Yes.
Yeah, you get a little nervous.
Yeah, a little
sometimes.
nervous.
That's funny.
Maybe he was hungry.
Treat yourself. Let's just leave the word "to" out. Just treat yourself around the sausage. I do like sausage, though. That is good.
National French Dip Day, unless you're...
I like a good French dip, too.
Yeah. Good French dip. National Happy Hour Day. When does that start?
There's something I can do.
Everybody loves a
Does that
good
mean it's
happy
all day?
Sure.
Man,
We're in the happy hour right now.
So, yeah, we are. We should, 6 o'clock's the happy hour
Yeah,
here.
that's when we start drinking.
Coming up on 7 o'clock, join us, would you, for another hour of this circus. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It is mid-40s throughout the state, getting up to 70 today. Now you've got your weather. You're prepared to tackle a Tuesday.
We are possibly entering what could be a golden age in Razorback athletics.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with
Valley
First
Family
Security.
Dental, formerly
Think
known
better.
as Riley
Member
Farm
FDIC.
Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be in the low 60s north, upper 60s south. An increase in the cloud cover tonight, and overnight low will drop down in the low 40s north, upper 40s south. Chance of seeing some scattered showers on Wednesday. High temperatures on Wednesday afternoon in the middle to upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive, and financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
'Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for limited time at participating locations. Items may vary. From the Busch Light Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
I think that I'll be able to walk out of the
Remodeling
surgery,
your bathroom?
and
Don't
then
let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box
I
shower
should be.
doors
You
or
know,
cabin
that
closures.
first week
Arkansas
after the
Glass
Missouri
and
game
Mirror
is
your local
is
source for all
kind of a
things
dead
glass,
week for us
including
because
plexiglass, mirrors, and
the
shower
kids
doors
are in
since
finals, or
1964.
it's the last
Arkansas
week
Glass
of
and
school,
Mirror has more
yes.
selections, better prices,
And
and experience to help you
I
build the
wanted to
shower
have
of
it
your dreams. They also
where
have
I
the only
could
showroom in
move
the area
around
to help
pretty
you
good
create
by
those
the
dreams.
time
Professional
that the
installation
portal
and
opened,
professional service.
because it's
Only at
very, very
Arkansas Glass
busy.
and Mirror,
You can sit down and
1316
do it,
South
but it's
Zero,
easier
Fort
to
Smith,
stand
or
up and
online
move
at
around a little bit.
ArkansasGlassandMirror.com.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store.
The time
Southern Tire
that
Mart is
the
your
portal
trusted
opened,
partner for top
because it's
quality
very, very
tires,
busy.
professional
You can
services,
sit down
and
and do it,
competitive
but it's
pricing.
easier to
Visit
stand
us in
up
Fort
and move
Smith
around
at
a little bit.
9700 Highway 271, and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is
As
a
soon as we
proud
get
dealer
through,
of Yokohama tires. We
with
keep
the Missouri
America
game.
rolling.
It's the
With the
Christmas
Missouri
open
game,
house with a big two-day sale
between
at the
that and the
Solid Rock.
postseason,
Friday and Saturday, the
between
22nd
that and the
23rd.
postseason,
Enjoy the
I'm gonna
festive Christmas
I'm gonna get a new
atmosphere
hip.
and enjoy savings throughout the store. Select Caruso shirts for $12, women's devotionals for less than $8, and brand new personalized jewelry. Tons of door prizes and sales, and traditional wassail will be served. Come kick off the Christmas
It's
season
sore,
at the
you know,
Solid Rock.
Tom, you
Located
can't
next
ever
to
get
Sam's
off of
Club
it.
on South 74th
You know, you
in
can't
Fort
set
Smith,
off
the
of it.
Solid
You
Rock,
can't sleep
serving
off
the
of
River
it.
Valley for over 48 years.
Obviously can't walk off of it. So anybody that's had, you know, bone on bone hip, bone on bone hip, knows that it's irritable and it's hard to sleep and those things. But I've made it 130 something days of it, and I make it another 19, 20, whatever the number is. It's 22. Who's asking?
Combine see Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew this Saturday at the Stadium Shop on Razorback for their final $10 sale.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
We're running out of time for the fall foliage.
The fall what?
Foliage.
Okay. Is it foliage or foliage?
It's foliage.
Foliage.
It's three syllables.
Foliage.
Foliage.
like poinsettia.
Foliage. It's foliage.
Foliage. It's foliation.
Foliage.
Yeah. Foliation.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you
Bo.
believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
My command of the English language is a struggle.
Well, we all struggle with that.
It's a lifelong journey.
It is,
and it's live.
It's that's exactly right.
It's happening here.
Sometimes when it's live, the words just you don't have an opportunity to go back and edit that.
Blizzard.
Yeah,
it could be a
that is
winter
one of my
blizzard.
favorite clips. The foliage or whatever. That's one of the
struggle,
silliest discussions we've had.
The struggle is real. You know, Chuck, we talk sometimes during the break, and you've known, and we've talked about it for weeks. That anybody can see that Sam Pittman's struggling with his hip, and you know we kind of knew that he was planning on having a procedure at some point here. Well, he talked about it yesterday, and it became public. And I mean, this is no joke. Like listen to what this guy's been going through.
It's sore, you know. Tom, you can't ever get off of it. You know, you can't set off of it. You can't sleep off of it. You obviously can't walk off of it. So anybody that's had bone-on-bone hip knows that it's irritable and it's hard to sleep and those things. But I've made it 130-something days of it, and I can make it another 19, 20, whatever the number is. It's 22. He's asking.
I would know too. I mean, that sounds awful. So here's the plan.
As soon as we get through with the Missouri game, between that and the postseason, I'm gonna get a new hip.
So that's all interesting information. But here's what I found to be particularly interesting.
I think that I'll be able to walk out of the surgery, and then I should be. That first week after the Missouri game is kind of a dead week for us because the kids are in finals, or it's the last week of school, I guess. And I wanted to have it where I could move around pretty good by the time that the portal opened, because that's very, very busy. You can sit down and do it, but it's easier to stand up and move around a little bit.
Now, several takeaways, but one, just to tack on to the end there, that doesn't sound like a guy who's got any immediate plans for retirement in mind. It sounds like a guy who's planning on a healthcare plan, a strategy, a rehab, a move forward plan, not one that, hey, I'm going to get to the end of the season and evaluate what I'm going to decide to do. For those who think that Pittman's retiring, that's not what we're getting from that.
I can tell you just from, a few conversations here and there that the idea has always been to be ready for portal season, because that, whether we like it or not, in Arkansas's situation, I mean, that's where you really have to, you got to make your hay right there. You got to go get them. And it requires everything from hopping on an airplane to, conversations with the recruits and their families in the office. And look, I've watched him hurt. After everybody's gone from the stadium and we're taping the TV show and he walks out, I'm telling you, the man's hurting. And I've watched him have to shift his weight repeatedly when we do our shows on Wednesday night. And he's not going to let everyone else, when you go out in public, you just have a tendency not to, let everybody else know how you're hurting. In private, you tend to maybe reveal that a little bit more. But I know he's hurting, and I hope that this gives him relief. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the idea behind the timeline is to make sure you're ready to recruit during the transfer portal period.
I understand that coaches are hired, fired based on their winning or lack thereof, okay? And that should go without saying. But if it doesn't mean something to you that this guy's given everything he's got to your program, I don't know what does. Obviously, he's got to win games, and by the way, he has. He's won more games than people predicted he would win so far. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. But this guy, is going through, your football coach is going through as painful a thing as you can imagine to do the best he can for your program. I would think that would mean something to you as a fan. I think it would mean something to you as a player. I think it would mean something to you as an assistant coach. I think it would mean something to you as an athletic director.
Well, I think when you're around someone that you watch struggle physically and continue to fight through it all, no matter what it is, I think you root for that person. I think you want to do well for that person. You want to help that person. So I think all those things from an internal perspective. And now somebody that is not around it every day and is just finding out or just having their suspicions confirmed or whatever, they don't see it every day. And so I don't know that you have a full appreciation for it. It's just like a family member. You watch what a family member goes through when you're close by. You've got a greater appreciation maybe than what the outside world does.
And I'll go a little bit further. And I'm not going to cite any specific examples, but what these coaches go through in general, what their families go through, the work they put in, there are no sick days. It's such a big deal when you hear about a coach that's sick or, it's highly unusual for them not to go, for them to take time off.
Well, they get sick. You just work through it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just fight through it in a way. There is no time. I don't know. I've said this before. I don't know how anybody can be a coach. let me go back to Veterans Day. I like how the things that our veterans have gone through, the things that our military to sign up for that and what they go through, incredible. That's real life. We move over to sports. It's still real life for these people and their families. And not, people want to talk about wins and losses and firing and hiring. I get all that. But just for a moment, it doesn't hurt to take a step back and go, wow, thanks. Hey, thanks for giving everything you have for something I care about. I know you get paid a lot of money, but thank you for giving everything you have to something I care about.
I think about guys like Pittman and Petrino because I'm about the same age as those guys. They're getting in the office every morning. I would imagine they meet somewhere around 7 o'clock every morning. And you're out of there about 10 o'clock that night. I mean, you routinely, and I'm not talking about, hey, I'm going to spend a couple hours at the office, then I'm going to go have a lunch meeting with somebody, then I'm going to stop by, we're going to visit at their office and catch up, and all of a sudden your day goes by, I put in a 12-hour day. Well, no, you
don't
really
have to
didn't.
make fun of me like that.
Well, no, I'm not talking about you.
You don't have to take a shot at me while you're doing this.
What I'm saying is that these guys go into the office and they don't leave the office for 12, 15 hours
a
at
meeting
a time.
over 9 holes.
Yeah. And so that's not part of the day for them, and they don't get to call that work. So now look, I'm not sitting here saying
everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I'm not sitting
all
around thinking, man, all those guys working so hard. That's
but
not
that
what
hip
I think
thing
about
is,
all.
Like, that's
the
brutal.
hip thing's real.
That's brutal.
The hip thing's real.
Because you can't. There's no relief from it.
There is no relief.
No matter what you do.
That's right.
By the way, can I just talk about Chuck for a second? Chuck, we started the show, and Chuck had shoulder surgery, like right before we start the show.
Yeah, it was great timing.
Which when we were talking about all this and he was getting me all excited about it, he dropped that on me after we had already made the decision we were going to do this. He was like, I'm going to be fine. Well, to his credit, Chuck talked about it so little once the sling came off, I completely forgot. Did you guys forget he had shoulder surgery? If that'd been me, I'd have been here whining about it every day. You didn't even know Chuck had, totally forgotten about it.
Well, if you want me to whine some more.
By the way, how are you doing?
I still feel it.
Let's check in.
I still feel it. I still feel it. But it's not completely well, but it's so much better than it was.
You are tough.
Well, I know. I'm not tough
as nails.
I am not tough as nails. I am
Dang-gum.
soft as tissue. But fortunately, there's a procedure for that.
And so that leads into, are we going to be tough as nails? Or the Razorbacks going to be tough as nails playing a soft as tissue Texas team? Because that's what's happened in the past.
Here we go.
That's what's happened in the past. Let me ask fans, like we talked, I threw it out on Twitter yesterday. So what does this game mean to you? Like we can sit around and talk about who it's a rivalry to, who it's not. Every game's important. You want to win every game. But I just thought the Texas game meant more to people. Maybe it doesn't mean as much as we think. Maybe it's just another game. It's a highly ranked opponent that you have a chance to upset. And we got into this a little bit. Maybe things are shifting, like you're annoyed at Missouri. It's happening in front of you on social media. You're tired of losing to them, so maybe you're more anxious to beat them. Or does this Texas game, I mean, Chuck did a great job of laying the history of this out, and we'll get into it a little bit more here and there throughout the week. But nobody can tell you how you feel about a game.
No.
How do you feel about the game? 11 a.m. start. Do you think it's going to be packed? Is it going to be like Ole Miss was on Saturday for their early game or their day game?
I think it'll be close to full. All 11 a.m. games are late arriving crowds. I mean, it's you're not going to get a full sense of what the crowd's like until about 11:30, 11:45, something like that.
That's fine.
But I think, I think you may see a pocket or two here and there. I mean, really.
Actually, is it fine? Is it fine? Should we hold ourselves to the standard that we hold all the coaches and players to? Like, is it okay that we're late arriving? Is it okay if the team starts playing at 11:30?
Yeah, team will.
They start showing up at 11:45?
It's not going to start till you get there. How about that?
I mean, I was headed down this road like, oh, it's okay. And maybe, I get it. People, as long as they show up, that's soft. That's actually soft. I caught myself being just soft right there.
Yeah.
Are we going to be soft? Is everybody going to be soft on Saturday?
Hardened. Everyone's going to be hardened on Saturday.
Let me just pipe in some noise into the broadcast, and you show up at 11:30. I ignored that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
back to the Wheel of Fortune guess.
Yeah, that's exactly. Hey, let me mention too, and I know we're going to go to a break. You talked about it in the first hour. Hogs got a big commitment last night. Basketball, 5-star recruit. The number one shooting guard and the number one point guard in America have now committed to Arkansas.
Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff.
But as you said in the first hour, pointed out very well, the national narrative is get back to me in March. I mean, that is the national narrative with Cal, get back to me in March. We got to guard against that around here, guys. We've just gotten 2 back-to-back commitments from 5 stars that everybody in America wanted. The guy that committed last night chose Arkansas over UConn, which has been the college basketball dynasty of late. And these are things we need to be celebrating. And if the national guys say, get back to me in March, that's fine. We'll get back to you in March. But that doesn't mean you're gonna dictate our narrative.
Well, also, like, we don't just skip to March.
That's right.
What are we doing in the meantime?
That's right.
I mean, it's more like forget, like, not paying attention to any of the games, and it only matters in March.
I don't think Jeff Goodman can call his bosses and go, hey, man, get back to me in March.
I'll start doing more podcasts in March.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do more Field of 68 podcasts when the games really matter. I mean, it's silly what they and you brought this up earlier. And again, I don't mean to change the subject, but they don't get on.
We have a lot of subjects.
They don't get on Bill Self this way.
They don't. Like, Bill Self's been bumped in the second round of the tournament for the last 5 years. He's won 2 national championships because one of those 5 years was a natty. Okay, so everybody's off his butt. But the reality is he's won 2 national championships in 21 years, and they were 14 years apart. John Calipari won one in 15 years at Kentucky. And they want to run him out of town. Nobody's trying to run Bill Self out of town. What's the difference between Bill Self not being run out of Kansas and Cal basically being run out of Kentucky?
One speaks his mind, the other speaks in coach speak. Cal's a candid guy. Bill Self speaks in measured tones. And I think that particularly from a national standpoint, that's what leads to some of it.
Bart's live in the Situation Room. Having just fixed the
Situation
the Keurig.
Well,
so Chuck can have coffee.
Did you descale the Keurig?
No. Didn't have the appropriate equipment.
Let me just bring this up.
But I was.
What do you mean you don't have the appropriate equipment? You ordered the Keurig and opened the box.
There's a solution that you have to use to descale.
See, I don't get this. I've had Keurigs for like 20 years. I've never descaled one.
Well, Chuck, it's you having a cup of coffee a day. We're having 16 cups of coffee a day in here.
Well, that's fair.
What was the conversation during the break that we were going to have was going to be me saying, "Hey, Chuck, how you doing on your coffee? Would you like me to run down the street and get you a cup?"
That'd be great.
Okay, then that's what we're going to do.
See, again, soft. Because the Bart I know who missed half of this segment because he was in there working on that, I thought you had already done that. That's why I thought you weren't in here. I thought he's either fixed it or he's gone to get coffee.
I was thinking Bart's the only person I know who actually knows how to descale a Keurig.
I was trying to see if I could fix it.
That's what I was thinking.
I was trying to see if I could fix it without having to descale it. That proved
I want to just go on record. I want to go on record so that you can never say it didn't happen, okay? I want to go on record. You are the most valuable thing about this show. There's just no question about it. I don't love all your ideas. I don't love all your notes. I don't love any of that. But when it comes to getting stuff fixed, when it comes to getting, we need a printer, dang it.
Hey, when I need a copy, when I need a phone charger, when I need a cup of coffee,
going the wrong way for me very quickly.
It's irreplaceable. Irreplaceable.
How many times have I said, Bart, have you printed that out yet?
Yeah.
I'll even go get it.
7:19, Bart's on his way to get coffee. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. So it's good to hear you back on the radio, man. I missed you in the afternoons, and you guys seem to be gelling right along. So it's good to hear both of you
thanks,
on morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Is your hot water heater letting you down? No one likes cold showers. We want to be able to count on our hot water. That's why Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric has an offer that comes with the peace of mind I value. Get this, for just $17.76, you can get a 40 to 50 gallon water heater fully supplied and installed by their licensed and insured technicians, backed by a comprehensive warranty. For less than $2,000? Yeah, price check it. It's a deal. Just log on to gopascal.com and don't worry about hot water anymore.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
I like craft beer. I do. You guys always think I'm like the biggest dork on the face of the earth.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special, we have the French Toast Turkey Melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
Get ready for the biggest sporting event of the year in the Arklahoma area. Modern Gun Deer Season 2024 and Jelco Outdoors has everything you need to have a great hunt. Hunting clothing and boots, rifles, ammo, tree stands, ground blinds, cover scents, feeders, knives, rangefinders, and everything you need for all the family to have a great deer season. Jelco wishes all the hunters good luck and safe hunting from your friends at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
What's new and what's on sale at Wheeler Power Sports? Many new bikes, quads, and side-by-sides from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Polaris are arriving weekly. New to the dealership, the Polaris Ranger XT 1500, Kawasaki Ridge with a full cabin, HVAC, and the all-new Brute Force 450. Plus, we have rebates and dealer discounts totaling as much as $6,000 off certain side-by-sides. WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure and get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those with outboards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center. 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
See, I've got this image of Clay in the fly shop by himself with a lot to say and nobody to talk to. And that and that
the dog.
And he's got the dog.
Looks at me. She looks at me like, "Would you just shut up?"
And so Clay starts just tweeting stuff out, texting stuff out.
No, it's not tweeting.
All right, texting.
No
texting.
We need you on Twitter.
Texting and Facebook.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We got some text coming in. 877-377-6963 if you want to call.
Bart's going to get coffee,
here.
by the way.
How does Chuck like his coffee? How does he take his coffee?
A couple of Splendas, yellow or blue. I'll take equal or Splenda, but I need two of them.
You like it?
That's it.
You like it just thick, jet fuel like. coffee.
Well, I mean,
with a
I
couple
like
of
to get a
Splendors.
little jolt out
Yeah,
of it.
you want some caffeine in there.
I got to get going,
You wanna,
man.
like,
I
used to.
got to match your energy level.
Well-
I walked in here this morning, boat's bouncing off the wall.
Yeah.
And
my Starbucks
what's
order,
going on?
my Starbucks order, and I would bring up Starbucks because they have espresso. You know, it's not like I have to have Starbucks coffee, but they have espresso, so I would get a coffee with a shot of espresso on top. That's my go-to.
You know, I was in a hotel the other night, and I'm not a bougie guy like you are.
Well,
I don't do espresso.
That's not true. You don't think of yourself as that.
I still call it
but you're
espresso.
quite bougie.
I still call it espresso.
Yeah.
So
well, there's a brand now that is espresso.
But I had some espresso the other morning, and just espresso, you know, and I'll tell you, it gives you quite a jolt.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm on the bandwagon, but if someone were to bring me some, like Bart, you know, if he's listening right now, I would, you know, I'd enjoy some.
You think Bart went to Come and Go?
I don't know.
I think Edward doesn't have his own mic on now. This is I can't
Turn
hear
it
you.
up.
I
Turn
can't
it up,
hear a
Edward.
Dang thing you're saying.
Be loud and
Whoa.
proud. Maybe not that loud.
What were you saying?
I don't remember.
We
The whole mic situation.
We were wondering if Bart went to the. Did he go to the Come and Go? Did he
Well,
go
yeah,
to-
we don't.
we don't really know.
If you're listening, Chuck would now like
A shot of espresso would be good.
Espresso.
too.
So if you're at Come and
Espresso.
Go,
Let me have some of
if
that
you're at Come and
espresso.
Go, it's Nespresso is also a brand, as B in Clarksville pointed out. Got a question? Tyler, you can use vinegar to descale the
I've heard
Keurig.
that.
Well, it's not like we've got vinegar hanging around here. We'll add that to the pantry straight away.
We need pens, highlighters, legal pads, and vinegar.
Yeah.
That's on the list.
Mark in Prairie Grove has proven himself to be someone who wants to translate into his own language whatever comes out of my mouth. So we went from everyone is marveling to you have to respect him. He's doing his best. His hip hurts.
Are we marveling?
That's what he
that he's
got.
Working through a
That's what he got out of what we said today. As if we're making. He forgot the whole thing, just like everyone does who wants to translate something into what they already believe that's not being said. He left the whole thing out where I said, we understand it is about wins and losses, that you have to win games, that you get fired if you don't win enough games. And then went in to say, got to give this guy credit, though, or thank him for giving everything he has to what you enjoy. And if you don't like how it's going, that's fine. But can you say, hey, thanks for giving your hip to the program?
Well,
just it doesn't absolve him. It doesn't change the record. It doesn't, like, both things can be true. You cannot like the number of games they win and still thank somebody for giving everything they have. Those two things can coexist. Why do we live in this world where it's either nothing or everything? It's all or nothing all the time. Just you know what? Come and Go didn't have my coffee. Like, get rid of the whole place. The place is just absolutely should be abolished. Like, it's just absurd.
It all boils down to winning and losing. I mean, it just does. I mean, if you're winning games, look at the
That's
courage.
fine.
Look at the courage. If you're losing games, it's like, well, hell, he should have had that done a long time ago.
Get out of here.
I mean, it's
Take your hip and get out.
I mean, it's just that's how the world works,
Good
man.
mercy, man. But nobody wants the world to work like that for them.
I know. You're right. That's exactly right. It's a standard we apply to others, and there's no doubt about that.
It's we all do it. We love applying those standards to other people. And we all think we don't do it.
That's right.
877-377-6963. What else we got here on the
What other
text
life
line?
lessons can we throw out there today?
By the way, you got
the
me.
women came back. You see that? Women were
Yeah,
down
they
16.
did. Congrats to them.
Came back, won in overtime. That's a good.
They didn't
win
give
for
up
them.
a single point in overtime.
11-0. And I'm sure that, we had Cal's show last night. I didn't really pay attention to it other than the score. But I'm sure it was a big night for women's basketball, in our state. And it's good that they were able to win
Little
that
Rock.
game. They needed to win that game. They needed
Arkansas-
to win that
Arkansas, Little Rock.
game. Yeah.
And then I guess Arkansas basketball's got a UALR game coming up.
That's right. Darrell Walker's coming to
gonna
town.
be here.
That's the night before I think it's the La Tech game. It's an 8 o'clock tip. I know that.
Did you watch any of the Monday Night Football game?
I did not. No,
The Cal show.
No. I bet the Dolphins won. I saw.
Yeah, they beat the Rams 23-15.
Man, what's happened to the Rams? They were so good a couple years ago.
I don't know. Sean McVay still looks like he's in great shape, though.
He does.
What a good-looking guy.
Hey, a handsome man.
Handsome fella.
Wears that hoodie, size too small. Shows off that physique. Got it going on. Still got his ass kicked, didn't he?
7:29. We're waiting for some coffee. Good morning. Can we just say, for all of you who get up early in the morning and you work so hard, man, we're glad you're here. We just really appreciate all the work you do to make Arkansas better.
You talking to me?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, we understand the importance of those moments. That's why we offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find the perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Thank you all for your show. It's a great format in the morning. It's really nice to have knowledgeable people to wake up to and listen to. So thank you all.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
No, that's the greatest joys in life is when you get something awesome you don't expect. That's the greatest joys in life.
Like unplanned pregnancies. Those are joys.
That really wasn't what I was. No, I wasn't really going down that.
That's what I was thinking.
What am I going to do with you? Turn his mic off. Just turn his mic off. Just turn it off. I said turn it off. Who's the boss around here? Turn it off.
Weekdays from 9 to 11, only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special, we have the French toast turkey melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
And what I'll do probably next Monday, be able to tell you they've signed. Until they sign, I can't say anything. You see reports out there, so you have an idea. It's all going good. Let's win a game with a winner. And what I'll do probably next Monday, be able to tell.
Bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Some guys are kind of moving around on the depth chart because some other guys aren't playing as well as some other guys. So wait a minute. Somebody beat.
If you don't wear tailored clothing, dressing up a lot, you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, the rental is the way to go because you get in a lot less expensive. Your party all matches and you look really coordinated with the ladies in your event. You get to try it on so everybody knows that it fits. There's no worries the weekend of the wedding. Rainwater's men's clothing and tuxedo rental because it's fun to look good.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But
you're clocking out, and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The best things never change, they just get better. Like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Choose from juicy charbroiled double cheeseburgers, melty hot ham and cheeses, or hand-breaded chicken tender wraps. 2 full-size favorites plus fries and a drink, all just $6.99. There's no skimping in this bag. No junior burgers or tiny nuggies, just full-size goodness for big-time value. The $6.99 Original Bag, only at Hardee's. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I really appreciate freshness.
Yeah.
Just in general, across the board.
I know you do. When I think of Bo, I think of fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You know what I appreciate? A fresh cup of coffee.
Man,
And Bart has just come
He
through in a
delivered.
major way. He really did deliver.
He delivered.
What'd you get yourself, Bart?
I got myself a little latte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice latte?
No,
That's
no,
your
those-
go-to
those
this
are-
time of
those
year.
Those are they're gone. It's gone.
Did you get us a round of sausage while you were out? Did you
Yeah.
treat us
Did you
to
get
a round of sausage?
Did you get a round of sausage
No,
latte?
No,
No?
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, well,
I did not do that.
I wasn't the one that guessed it on Wheel of Fortune.
No.
A round of sausage. It was a round of applause, and he said a round of
If
sausage.
you weren't with us earlier,
Yeah.
we had dumb Wheel of Fortune answers. Hey, if you weren't with us earlier, you're going to start getting up early.
Well,
you got to set your alarm.
You can also
I mean, we're
listen
not
to the
waiting
podcast.
on you. We're not waiting on you. Or you could listen to the podcast.
You can go to
One of the
Apple
two.
or Spotify and search the Chuck and Bo Show. But the first 90 minutes of this show,
Radio gold. Radio gold.
Rush Limbaugh would have been
Yeah,
proud.
certainly would have been. He's turning
the EIB,
over.
Excellence in Broadcasting.
turning over right
Our
now.
microphone's going to be golden tomorrow if we keep doing shows like that. We got to
big time.
finish. We got to finish here apparently. So Bart
Really?
went to
What's
Starbucks, which
what-
I wondered if you'd do come and go or Starbucks. And
Well,
you,
it's just so quick to order on the app. So like I had the order in before we.
good
what an idea!
Before I left
That is
the
a
studio.
total new age
And
cup
just
of coffee.
Drove down the
On
street
the app, Starbucks.
picked it up,
got
came
out
on
of your
back.
car.
It gets no more modern.
Oh,
than that.
you know the worst is
Because when you do it in the drive-through, you get stuck in the drive-through
That's
with
the worst.
with everybody
That's
else.
The second
No,
worst is
just-
when you go in and get it and you drop it on the way out.
Well, that didn't happen.
I've seen that
thankfully.
happen.
Thankfully, that didn't happen.
When you see that, does your heart break?
I did-
My
I
heart
did.
breaks for people when I see that happen.
I did see somebody in Starbucks dressed up in like a Santa Claus outfit, and I was, this is totally just sidebar, and I was like, it's a little too early for this.
Oh, Christmas decorations are early this year. What is it about
Like-
this year?
Like we're not even
they're out
Thanksgiving
early.
yet. We
No,
can't be
they're out
dressing up
early.
as Santa Claus.
Have you noticed? They're out early.
I haven't noticed. They're always out early.
No, I don't. Maybe I'm just more aware this year.
Maybe you're more in the Christmas spirit.
Maybe,
this year.
I'm just noticing.
I don't know.
It's out.
Wait.
They had the Christmas cups at Starbucks.
I want to get back to something you guys were talking about there, and I do this not just for me, but for all the people my age. I've never personally ordered anything on an app. Like you go
Like
into a
never?
drive. No, never. You never. Well, I'm not saying like DoorDash
I mean, I was
stuff
shocked.
like that.
Okay.
I'm talking about like you go into McDonald's or place. Oh, would you be using our app today? Well, no, I'm at the drive-thru. No, I'm not using the app.
Clearly, I'm not.
And so I've just wondered, well, what's the deal on this? How do you use an
They have
app
deals.
like that?
They have deals at McDonald's. You can get like 2 breakfast sandwiches for one.
Well, what do you do? Like order in advance and then go through the drive-thru and they say,
walk-
will you
I walk-
be
I
using
walk
your
right in.
app?
I've got an order.
But
for
what if
Chuck.
I don't want to get out?
Well, then yeah, you
can
could get in
still
the
use
drive-thru.
your app on a deal, though. They have a code. Like you look at the deals on the McDonald's app, and it'll be buy
So
one
there's no
breakfast
special
sandwich, get
place
one
you can
free.
pull in
Get
like
one free.
ahead of other people. You don't get an advantage.
That's
from
Chick-fil-A.
doing
That
that.
is Chick-fil-A.
That's
yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Chick-
one of the
hey,
reasons.
Chuck,
coupon book.
Chick-fil-A mobile ordering will change your life.
You know, when you're sitting in one of
That's
those
a pretty bold
swanky,
statement.
when you're sitting in one of those swanky hotels, just counting down the minutes till you get to go to the game, to call the game. Just get on some. Just start looking at, or call Bart. He'll walk you through it.
I'm gonna have my-
and then just kind of get practiced up, so the next time you're on the go, you can use it.
I'm going to have to talk to my driver about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do bus drivers still eat free at McDonald's?
I call him Bussy.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Always get to know the bus driver.
I was curious about that because every time when I go, how would you be using our app today? Well, no. And
he
so
says it dumb to them.
And,
I go, no.
Well, no.
Idiot, I'm right here.
So
Talking down to
right.
I like to talk down to people that are smarter than me.
Here's that guy. Here's that guy that doesn't like us to ask if
yeah,
he's using
I know.
the app again.
There's that dumb guy again.
That guy sounds like the voice of the Razorbacks.
He's an idiot.
What a jerk.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Hunter Yurachek opens his email. Hey, man, your voice of the Razorbacks is a real jerk.
He
Every
doesn't know
time
how to
I
use
just
the
ask
app.
him if he wants to use the app, he talks to me like I'm an idiot.
I was just curious.
Hunter fires off an email
I
to
was
Chuck.
just curious.
Get yourself together.
That's right.
But it's great at Starbucks. And so what did you get? What latte did you get?
This is a.
I'm dying to know.
I'm sure you.
I'm
are.
dying to know.
This is a gingerbread latte with oat milk.
Good God.
I knew.
Good God. I mean, really.
I knew that was coming.
God.
And Bart comes out of Starbucks and accidentally gets into a minivan and drives off.
Oh, bite me.
God.
He's like, I don't know what took over me, but I definitely should be in this minivan. Where are the kids? Did somebody leave them at soccer practice?
I hate you guys. Stop.
Jeez.
Acting like you've never had a latte before.
I've never had a latte. Okay, I've never had a latte, and I don't even know what oat milk. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oatmeal, oat milk. I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never had a latte.
It's a latte with oatmeal.
Well, good for you, man.
How do they make milk out of oats?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's my question.
So it's not real milk.
They milk the oats.
Oh, man. We're brought to you in part by Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. Flight by Yingling, the Fayetteville Auto Park, Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric, and First Security Bank. I need some oxygen. Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys.
Chuck, I believe this is all your fault.
Yeah,
I believe
you.
all
right, there we
Thank
go.
you. And it's because he doesn't have YouTube TV, for starters.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies, provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Storey talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I don't know what odd time is for you, but yeah, you got here before the show started.
Whatever. Hey, have you ever seen anyone that takes so much pride in being the first one here?
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3001 0 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here. And Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jasco Graphics. 16 years in the industry. How do people see what you've made over the years, Cecil?
Google, Yahoo it, or Bing it. Jasco Graphics Design, JAAZCO, Monday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And sometimes I'm here after. So if that open sign is on, I'm here. Y'all come on in. Jasco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jasco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I don't give a damn what you guys think about anything. I mean, I really don't. I wear your scoring like a badge of honor. So just get used to
anything.
it. That's right.
Man.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Big night for the Hogs. Got a commitment from Malik Thomas. News began to sort of get out while Chuck was doing the Cal show. And you know, people are wanting to know from Cal, he can't talk about it until he signs. So he said.
And what I'll do probably next Monday, be able to tell you they've signed. Until they sign, I can't say anything. You see reports out there, so you have an idea. It's all going good. Let's win a game Wednesday.
It's all going good. The thing is, nobody's surprised that John Calipari has 2 top 10 recruits. And a third one probably coming.
And it's really, honestly, not being talked about as much around here.
No, it's like old hat. Right.
Well, because we let the national guys set the narrative. We always do. And the national narrative is get back to me in March. That's what the national narrative is about Cal. It's been that way for 10 years. It doesn't have to be our narrative. I mean, they've gotten a commitment from the #1 point guard in the country and the #1 shooting guard in the country. Let's not act like that's happened here before. And
well, how about the roster they have right now?
I know.
How often does that happen?
Well, not very often. In fact, I'd say it's a first. And I say that with all due respect. Coach Richardson had some great classes. But they weren't rated like these are.
Arkansas is now the only program in the country with multiple top 10 commits already in the fold.
You're right. And they're a long way from done. I mean, that's the thing, right? They've got 2 guys committed, and they're 14th, I guess, in the country in recruiting ranking. 2 guys. So there's going to be more. There's going to be more.
Chuck, I got to tell you about breathing better because it's a serious problem that a lot of people deal with. If you suffer from sleep apnea, but you don't wear your CPAP because it's uncomfortable or embarrassing, not wearing it can lead to severe health problems like obesity, high blood pressure, heart conditions, even death. But Dr. Scotty Bolding, an Arkansas native and world-renowned surgeon, has proven surgical alternatives that can literally change your life. You can breathe again. Can help improve your airway so you can breathe at night and all day long. The Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. This is serious. If you struggle to sleep or you struggle to breathe, there's a game-changing option out there for you. 479-755-3000 or just log on to their website. Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. Dr. Scotty Bolding, helping Arkansas breathe again. This is like uncharted water with Arkansas basketball. We are all a little confused. We're like, wait a second. Cal is now the Arkansas coach. You were confused because for so long you didn't like him. Now he's your coach. Now you like him, and now you're hearing other people talk negatively about him, and you're upset about it, right? I'm seeing this a lot. People are there's consternation around Jeff Goodman and these types of people that are out there saying things like, you know, they look like they're not really together as a team yet. It's November. They got a brand new roster. And then out of the other side of their mouth, they're saying, he's going to figure out a way to win 25 games, but we'll see what happens in March. Who is winning all their games in March year in and year out? Please name the program. Not named UConn, who's Johnny-come-lately, good for them. It doesn't last. It won't last at UConn. It doesn't last anywhere. The idea is to be relevant during the regular season every year, get a good seed in the tournament, and let's go see what happens, and you feel like you got a good chance. But the whole tournament's built on upsets. That's why we all love it. But your team being a favorite or one of the favorites going into that tournament is why you have a regular season. So this idea that somehow Cal's going to Cal, good. Like, that's great.
Danny's on the line in Russellville. Danny, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Thanks for sharing your coffee with me.
It's good coffee.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Danny.
Are we a basketball school now? I'm starting to think so. Coach Pittman talked about the discrepancy between the amount of money that Ole Miss spent and we spent, and their team was better than us. And I just wondered, are we locked in to be what we are?
Can you define that?
Dave Van Horn.
Define what an Arkansas, what a basketball school means.
Well, nationally relevant. Okay?
I'd like to buy you.
It doesn't seem we have the football money to spend or the baseball. Dave Van Horn said he's on a budget. Women's basketball seems to be on a budget. The only one that we're getting, you can get a pretty good team for less money in basketball. The football takes a lot of money. I just wonder what you guys thought about it. It seems that the top team you have is based on how much money you have, and I'll hang up and see what you guys think about that.
All right, Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you. There are certain sports at certain schools where maybe you have a better chance to win a national championship than you do at others. Arkansas fancies itself a football school. It does. But when you really look at where we've had our most national success, it's been in basketball, at least on the men's side, basketball and baseball. And track, obviously. I'm not saying it's easier to win in those sports. It's not. But football is very, very difficult. And here's the thing. Now, Arkansas now in men's basketball, you've got a coach that recruits nationally. But even in years when we have not, our state has always produced players. I mean, there's guys from our state in the NBA and doing well in the NBA. there's not an abundance of guys that have come out of the state of Arkansas that have had storied NFL careers. There have been a few, but there have not been that many. And our state has produced more basketball players. It's just the reality in terms of guys that are going to play at the highest level. Baseball-wise, I think over the last 20 years, starting with Coach DeBryan, and it's continued with Coach Van Horn, they've elevated the sport. There are prospects, real prospects, within the borders of our state now. You've got guys that are not just college prospects and SEC prospects, but pro prospects. The game has grown. They've been good stewards of the game. And over the last 20 years, there have been more prospects come out of our state as a result. I don't think that necessarily makes Arkansas a basketball school from the perspective that they don't care about football. I just think there's a demographic reality in our state that has dictated that more of our national success has come in basketball than it has in football, or baseball than it has in football. Now, I'm going to be interested to see how this works with basketball now, because I do think there's obviously going to be an in-state guy or two, but Cal recruits nationally. There's no question about that. And a lot of these guys are going to be one-and-dones. Conversations about a guy coming back for a second year are going to be silly because they're not. So there's a different dynamic at play there. Now, if all that adds up, let me put it this way. If you're implying Arkansas no longer cares about winning in football, I think you're mistaken. But I do think NIL-wise, they're probably best off in basketball right now. Every coach is going to tell you they don't have enough, but most baseball programs don't have what Arkansas has.
I do think it's harder to win in football just because there's a lot more to it.
There's more numbers.
And for a long time, it's changed, but for a long time, this was a football-driven league. Basketball wasn't that relevant in this league. And then this league, 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, started hiring really good coaches. And Greg Sankey put an emphasis on this league being better in basketball. And it's made it more challenging to schedule you play in this league. But there was a time where it was way harder to play football competition than it was basketball. And I think it's gotten tougher in both aspects. Chuck and Bo Show, almost 8 o'clock.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
We bring in players. They didn't grow up with a woo victory. They don't bleed hot red. They bleed money.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here. We live here. And we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care...
Our first toss-up is worth $1,000. Category is phrase and...
that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
First toss-up is worth $1,000. Category is phrase, and off we go. Tavares, right in the butt.
Wednesday afternoon in the middle to upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
It's the Christmas open house with a big 2-day sale at the Solid Rock. Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. Enjoy the festive Christmas atmosphere and enjoy savings throughout the store. Select Caruso shirts for $12, women's devotionals for less than $8, and brand new personalized jewelry. Tons of door prizes and sales, and traditional wassail will be served. Come kick off the Christmas season at the Solid Rock. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith, the Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using a Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
It's the Christmas open house with a big 2-day sale at the Solid Rock. Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. Enjoy the festive Christmas atmosphere and enjoy savings throughout the store. Select Caruso shirts for $12, women's devotionals for less than $8, and brand new personalized jewelry. Tons of door prizes and sales, and traditional wassail will be served. Come kick off the Christmas season at the Solid Rock. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith, the Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
Do you want to do something unconventional this holiday season? Hey, Ty Richardson for Neumeyer's Rib Room and Beer Garden, where they are catering anything that they have on their menu at the Rib Room. Take advantage of incredible ribs, smoked wings, tamales, barbecue, and more. Call them at 479-494-7427. Stop in and see Joe, Linda, and their entire team at 424 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. The Neumeyers wish you a very happy Thanksgiving.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I'm a lurker. That's what I am. I lurk on Facebook. I live through other people.
What's that actually called, Bart?
Like stalking, internet stalking?
No. I'm lurking on the side, just kind of checking it out.
The churched up creeper into lurker.
You guys are turning it into something else. I'm just saying.
That's what it's called.
I just observe. I'm an observer.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You guys got to get your minds out of the gutter. There are certain buzzwords, you know, and evidently lurking is one of them. Lurking's not a dirty word. You guys make it out to be bad. And,
I'm not sure we're the
now,
ones
creeping,
that did it. I'm not sure that's what happened. I'm not sure we created the narrative.
I just
where
said
lurking was bad.
I just scrolling might have been the more might have been the better way.
I
to
don't
put
know.
it. I like to scroll.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Whatever.
don't hover. You just scroll.
Whatever. You guys.
I mean, you brought it up.
Well, I mean, I was commenting on the intro there.
Oh, I can't get by
Clearly
the Wheel
it
of
was
Fortune.
yeah, this is so funny. You got to play this.
The
stuff.
Wheel of Fortune. It's just like we're gonna do a segment now. Every time there's a
dumb answers on the Wheel of Fortune.
On the Wheel of Fortune, I think we got to go to it, and that certainly happened. When was this? Do we know?
Last night.
Okay, last night. Here's how it went down.
I'd like to buy a U.
Well, you're going to get 3 U's.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
I'm sorry, that's not it.
No, surprisingly, that wasn't it.
Okay.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, that's it.
And it didn't even match up.
Give yourself a round of applause to treat yourself a round of sausage.
And again, the A in applause was there.
He knew the A was the first letter.
The first word was
the
4
first,
letters.
The first word was 4 letters and ended with an E.
And he went treat. The last word starts with an A, and he goes sausage.
So then, of course, Bart got
You're
into
an idiot. That guy's an idiot. Screaming at the TV, you idiot.
Well, these hosts are nice. Now Ryan Seacrest, who's the host of Wheel of Fortune. Now,
I'd be brutal if I was there.
Oh, you
what
would.
are you thinking?
Well, it'd be better.
What were you thinking?
Sajak
Really?
was kind of like that.
There's like 4 letters, and you just gave me a 5-letter word.
Talk about condescending. Sajak could do it with the best of them.
Yeah, he
in just the
absolutely
nicest
could.
way.
Yeah.
To make you want to crawl under that desk. So Bart went back in the archives, and he found it all time. Great, Chuck.
First toss-up is worth $1,000. Category is phrase, and off we go.
There's a T. D, I, B, T.
Tavares.
Right in the butt.
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it, I think.
Yeah, that was so close. First answer was so close to this is the best. Man, that's funny.
Oh,
that is funny.
Yeah. Oh, what a good time we're having here today.
Yeah.
We got, that's what happens when you get 2 top 10 commitments and it's not even quite signing day.
Everyone's
yet. You got
giddy.
another one coming?
Giddy.
We're excited here in Arkansas.
Texas
Somebody like
League.
Kentucky fans know we're excited. Can somebody just put that out on the whatever social media platform?
They monitor
We're
everything
excited.
that happens. They monitor everything that happens here, regardless.
Well, like you put a clip up from Cal on social media, and all the comments on it are from Kentucky.
They swore they're
our
stalking.
clips.
Hey, we haven't really gotten
they were
into
listening to the
this.
Cow Show last night for show prep.
Oh,
I mean, they
probably.
were. You know, they were. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go
Well,
ahead.
I was just thinking this is a rivalry. Like it's been a little bit of a rivalry.
Oh, it's gonna
But
be
now you
huge.
get this. We need more than one game a year.
You know, when it was first announced that Arkansas was going to play Kentucky, my thought was, well, he's going to get a nice reception. You know, people are going to show appreciation for what he did there because they should. I don't know now. After seeing all this stuff on social media, I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to be like.
How about this? Just get ready for this. Fans make plans now. And we don't want to jump ahead too far, but I know planning's essential.
Sure.
What is the SEC tournament called? The Kentucky Invitational. What are you going to do about that?
Used to be the Arkansas Invitational
The
back in Dallas.
Reunion Arena.
Yeah, it was the Razorback Invite back in the day.
And when Arkansas came into the SEC, kids, quick history lesson here. What was it like? They scared the SEC with the amount of people that showed up for that SEC tournament game. The first SEC tournament, right? It's legendary stuff.
I had a friend that worked at Alabama for years, and he said, I thought every time the Razorbacks walked in any room, you had to stand up and call the Hogs. I mean, one of the times the baseball team walked in, he stood up and, mimicked calling the Hogs. He said, well, that's what I thought you guys did. Because anybody that ever went to the Southwest Conference tournament in Dallas knows that, they'd be completing a game, and the Razorbacks would walk into the arena at like the 10, 12-minute mark of the preceding game, and it was like the game on the floor stopped. And everybody in the arena was a Razorback fan. They were all waiting on the team. And they'd all stand up and call the Hogs while the other teams were playing down there on the floor.
Yeah.
Tom Penders griped and said, our people can't get any tickets. Arkansas fans have bought them up. Arkansas leaves the league. There were plenty of tickets. They couldn't put 5,000 people in the arena. So it was our invitational. And the truth is, Kentucky's run this SEC thing in pretty much the same fashion. And your point is that going to change? And I'll be interested to see.
Well, Cal's won it 7 times at Kentucky. Like, that's a big...
I don't hear that when I hear from Kentucky fans. I don't hear any of that.
Part of the reason why they had so much...
But they all go, but they don't care.
Like, there have been coaches at Kentucky who were not winning the SEC tournament time after time after time. Cal did that. That's part of the Kentucky mystique, or whatever you want to call it, is they had a really good coach with really good players, and that allowed them to win the tournament.
There have only been 2 people that have mastered that job, Cal and Pitino. That's it. And
you got to be bombastic enough to handle it, because those Kentucky fans are condescending as all get out.
People say, well, those guys are arrogant guys. Let me tell you, you better be arrogant in that spot. You better have a steel resolve, and you better think you're the best that's ever been born. Because if you don't, they'll eat you alive. They've done it. Look, there's no more Hall of Fame coach than Eddie Sutton. I mean, that's as Hall of Fame as it gets in my book. It ate him alive. And he's not the only one. There have been others that have been eaten alive at that job. I don't know Mark Pope. I know nothing about him other than I remember him as a player. But that's the biggest challenge there. And part of the reason they're still talking about Cal is because the coach they have now, while he's a really good guy, is not larger than life. He's not a national personality. He's not a talking point. Cal's a daily talking point in that state. And they don't know what to do without him, because he's been their constant for 15 years. When you don't know what else to talk about, or you don't know what else to write about, well, let's talk about Cal. Let's write about Cal. Well, he's not there anymore. And as good a guy as Mark Pope is, he's not a giant media personality. He's not a guy that's going to fill you with quotes, and I think they miss that.
And time will tell, but we'll see if Kentucky can recruit like they did when Cal was there. Conventional wisdom would say no, because Cal is as good or better than any recruiter in the country, and that's how he's built his reputation. He's also won a lot of games, 7th all-time in Final Four appearances.
And 3rd among active coaches.
So people talk about him just being a great recruiter. He's won plenty of games.
So here's the other thing with Kentucky, and I don't think enough people talk about this, because everybody considers Kentucky to be a blue blood, like one of the premier college basketball programs in the country. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. I'm certainly not. Since 1980, Kentucky has won 3 national titles. 3 titles in 44 years. Cal has one of those. Tubby Smith has one. Rick Pitino has one. That's it, though. So, like, I don't know where Kentucky fans come off as thinking, like, we're Kentucky, we should be winning national titles every year. Well, look at the last 44 years. You haven't been doing that. You've won 3. And 3 in 44 years is pretty doggone good.
Time out. Put that on social media and tag all the I'm not even kidding. Make sure you tag. They'll see it anyhow. But just in case they might miss it, let them know how Bart feels.
Bart goes viral in Kentucky.
Look, I'm just all I'm doing is
brought to you by Tyson.
He's the
Dino
most
Nuggets.
recognizable face in Appalachia right now.
He's on billboards. Billboards everywhere. All I'm saying is that it's really hard to win in college basketball. I mean, it's hard to win in anything, but especially in college basketball where you have a 68-team tournament and a lot of luck is involved. The best thing you can ask for as a fan is to be involved in the conversation year after year after year. And that's what Cal brings to the table. That's what he did at Kentucky. That's what I think he's going to do at Arkansas. And that is a successful coaching tenure.
Bart, bring it in.
There we go.
I
Bart Pullman,
Nicely
everybody.
done,
That's the
Bart.
kind of stuff
tip
we
your,
you go,
tip your cap to the crowd. There
go to
you go.
Starbucks in the middle of the show again
right.
tomorrow, please.
That's right.
Brian, you're on the Chuck and Bo show. Good morning.
Hey, turn your radio down, rookie.
I just did.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm getting some food to eat. But
That's funny.
Some food to eat.
Watch. Yeah. It's time for some biscuits and gravy, you know?
No. Hey.
What's up, Brian?
So,
you want to buy a
I guess
vowel?
y'all, buy a vowel? How about a Trey Johnson vowel? You watched him, any?
Keep talking.
Trey Johnson is the best freshman college basketball in all of basketball.
All of basketball.
He's a real deal.
He's a good player.
He's
You're
a
right.
one and done, that's for sure.
He's a really good player.
He's already a lottery
I think
pick.
you're maybe overestimating the idea that anybody here gives a damn.
Well, what I'm saying is, Arkansas went after him. He wasn't interested in Arkansas. But
Okay.
Cool.
Hey,
Boogie
listen,
Bland is
listen,
better, and he
listen,
came to
listen,
Arkansas.
listen. If you want to talk
Whoop-de-doo.
trash, you better stick to football. All right. If you want to talk trash, stick to football right now.
At least
'cause-
for another few days.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so here's the deal. I've said it for 5 months now. Arkansas's defensive backs, as UAPB saw, are big and slow. They're not going to keep up with Isaiah Bond. The one guy I want to see really is Brian Wingo. It'd be kind of cool to see him come to Arkansas and light up that defense. But Arkansas's receivers are too fast, and that's going to be a problem for Arkansas's defense. I'd say Quinn Ewers is 100%. He's going to pick that defense apart, as he did Florida, as he did Oklahoma. He's 100% finally again. So, what do you think?
I think they need to get you on college game day. I mean, your analysis is just so spot on, so well thought out, and you articulate it so well that I can't imagine that no one has offered you a position on their pregame show yet.
I would say, we've argued about this all the time. Even your other shows argue about how great your D-backs are. They're not.
I've never. Whatever.
on this show.
You invent things other people say. I'll just put it.
Yeah,
that way.
nobody said that on this show.
No, I've argued this with Matt Jones and everybody that how great your defensive backs are.
Well, you're
They
welcome
might
to
be
talk
better than
to
last
whomever
year,
you
but check
thought
it
said
out.
that, but we're just
Bobby
not in that
Petrino-
group.
Bobby Petrino
And
came in and was
bet they're
supposed
not
to
either.
He's lost.
I'm getting bored.
All
Yeah,
the
you're boring me.
games this year. He even got beat by a crappy Oklahoma State
Well, you're going to
team.
get 3 U's.
Were you on Wheel of Fortune last night?
Like to solve the puzzle?
Okay,
This is
well, let's see.
Brian. This is Brian.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
He was on. That was him.
And the puppety corn. First the puppety corn, the shrimp peas, and the shrimp peas. Oh, the
What the hell's going on around here?
That's Brian. It's the Muppet. It's the chef from the Muppets.
And you burn it on the pot, and you get in the pot, and you cover the shrimpins for the boil and the burn the shrimpins. And they're making a puppety corn. And they're making a puppety corn. You're ready to send it to 1, to 2,
It's 8:17. Good morning.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh, man.
It's when they do that, they can hear our off-air conversations, and I always want to know whether or not anybody can hear us.
We know how you are off
I know.
air. It's something to
I'm
be
aware of that.
Yeah, it's something to be aware of.
I know.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original Sports Rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
Just thinking, what is a Pirates' favorite college football team?
Say it, Bart.
Arkansas.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's fall cleanup time at Gray Brothers Equipment. From the large M7 Series cab Kubotas to the L2502, the best-selling compact tractor in Arkansas and Oklahoma. Gray Brothers and Kubota will make your fall cleanup a breeze. With great pricing and interest rates as low as 0% for 84 months, they're making fall cleanup enjoyable again at Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon. Now through 12/31/2024, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Now, here's the thing about these injury reports, and I
Arkansas
know they're all
quarterback
new.
Talon Green.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Is listed as?
He's not listed.
Not at all.
When a player's not listed on the injury report, he's not injured. That's kind of how it works.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, he's getting
Holy
personal now.
cow.
Brian's pissed.
Oh, Brian
He's getting
is
personal
mad.
now.
He is
getting personal now.
He's fired up. He called Chuck a
dumb
mother bleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. How's that biscuit? How are those biscuits and gravy tasting now?
See, I didn't have anything to do with that. I try to be nice to Brian. This is the
He's
no
so
good
mad
deed.
he
Good.
can't
He's
even-
so pissed off right now.
You didn't have anything to do with it.
I don't even
Why
know
is
who
he mad at
Chef and the
you?
Muppets is.
Now he's
I don't know what was going on.
Now he's attacking you as the voice of the Razorbacks.
It's getting personal now. We're going to have to meet in Alma at the Sonic and settle this.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Man. Yeah. Where are you going to meet?
Alma.
Yeah.
That's about halfway.
Why don't you all just meet in the tunnel?
Nah.
Just meet in the tunnel.
Hold up traffic.
Yeah, just getting. Yeah, they slow down anyhow there.
Hey, Brian is single-handedly reigniting the Arkansas-Texas rivalry.
100%.
He is single-handedly making Razorback fans hate Texas again.
Well, if you forgot or you didn't ever know what the Texas rivalry was, Brian made it a reality.
We got to the quick right there.
Oh, man. He comes in all hot.
I actually like Brian.
Guns
I actually
up,
like
guns
Brian.
blazing, ready for a fist fight, and you throw one little jab at him, and he just loses it.
First step over the corn.
Reached for comment. Brian said. Oh, man. Oh, we're brought to you in part by Oaklawn. Chuck, it's a great place to go and get away.
I know it is.
What they've done there with the resort to add to all the horse racing and the casino has been fantastic. They've got an event center. Trace Adkins, Summer in America Tour, is going to be there in January. Larry the Cable Guy, also in January. Log on to Oaklawn.com to learn more. What about their great spa and restaurants, too? And that resort, if you hadn't been there, you hadn't seen that hotel, it's unbelievable. But guess what? Live racing, Bart.
December 6th.
6th, the 6th of December.
Not that I don't have it circled or anything.
Yeah, you knew right out of
that.
the
Damn right.
Dang. Wow, you love that. You love, I mean, you.
I like watching the ponies
You love
run.
the ponies.
I do.
We going to do a trip to Oaklawn together? You're getting Bart's minivan
I'm
and
all
head
for
down?
it. As long as we have some of that, whatever that stuff is Bart's drinking.
If you missed it earlier, Bart accidentally stole a minivan from Starbucks in the middle of the show. Right after he ordered his gingerbread latte with oat milk.
Yeah.
He somehow accidentally walks right into a minivan and drove off with it.
Right there.
So
it said right there on the back, Win State. You know, it was like in, had that shoe polish on the back window.
You should just return it, actually.
The minivan?
Yes.
Or the latte?
I don't know.
They kind of go hand in hand.
Oaklawn.com/racing for details on the upcoming live season, which starts December 6th. Does it always start that early?
That's a recent development. A couple years ago, they bumped the schedule up to December. It used to start in January.
Hey,
I'm for it.
January. Yeah, it's great.
The horses.
Brian's coming after you now, Bart.
Is he?
Have you seen the latest text? Oh, it's personal. It's personal. Called you fat. I mean,
well, that's
he
as
called
far,
him fat.
That's as far from true as
I was
going to
say Bart's like rail thin.
That's not all he called
Well,
him.
no, I'm aware, but that's the part that we can repeat on the air.
Oh, then he's dropping slurs.
Oh, yeah. Then he goes slur on you.
Yeah, he questioned your preferences.
That's when you know you've made somebody mad. When they go slur
This
on
is
you.
Texas, man. This is Texas.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
Can I have just a second
Please
here?
do. Please take your moment.
This is exactly right. This is, Bo, that's spot on. This is Texas. This is Texas. This is who Texas Longhorns, who their fans are. They're just a bunch of people who think that they are God's gift to earth and humankind and the sports world, when in reality, they're a bunch of whiny crybabies.
Wow.
That's who they are. That's who they are.
And if you know Bart, that's vicious language right there. Whiny
Hey, look,
crybabies.
I am not saying what I really want to say.
That's the equivalent of what Brian said in text form to you that we can't say on the air.
We can't even fill words in for it.
Whiny crybabies.
He's look. Trash comes to mind.
Ooh.
Trash. Trash comes to mind.
So, how do you really feel about it? That's let's go to JT and Dirks. JT, you're on the Chuck and Bo show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are y'all?
JT doing great.
Doing great.
Hey, Chuck, if you want to meet Brian down in the tunnel, I'd pay money to see that.
Yeah.
Just saying, first of
I
all.
thought you were going to say you're there to help.
I was going to say I'm looking for reinforcements. I'm not looking for betters.
I don't mind to come help reinforce. I'd really like to promote it and make some money off this thing first and foremost.
I don't know.
No, I was going to tell you.
Brian's younger than me, I'm afraid.
Well, that's okay. You got numbers he don't have.
Well, he comes in like he wants to fight. You know, he comes in all just bragging and talking down to everybody, and when you give him some back, he just loses it.
he's the older brother that is the typical, I can dish it out all day long, but don't you dare turn around and try to give it back to me because I can't handle it. That's what he is.
That's Texas.
Yeah. I was going to tell y'all, I've been listening to 96.3 down here in Southwest Arkansas for as long as I can remember. And I have been hearing this moron come on the air for the last couple months. And the first time I heard him talk, I said, that sounds like the Swedish Chef off the Muppets. And I've been wishing that somebody would make some kind of remark towards that. What happened this morning is hands down the single greatest moment in Arkansas sportscast history that I have heard on Sports Talk in the morning. That was I had to pull over. I'm taking my 2-year-old to daycare, and I had to pull over on the side of the road and laugh because I couldn't see the road because I was crying tears. I was laughing so hard. So hats off, gentlemen, to whoever pulled that one off. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Well,
thank you, JT.
Everybody that has gotten credit except who it came from.
Yeah, yeah. The guy that did it's not taking any crap from anyone.
They don't know me.
We have Bart and I are getting death threats.
David and Cersei, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, first of all, let me say that if some dumb Arkansan from Newport or Ashdown or Texarkana had called Chuck a dumb MFer, he'd get a pass because he's one of us, and we all know we don't have much sense anyway. Someone who identifies as a Texas fan, there's no telling what he actually is, cannot call Chuck Barrett a dumb MFer and get away with it. He's banned. He's off the show. Because your show is his only validation for any reason to be in the human race.
Wow.
Kick him out. Kick him out.
Man.
I actually like Brian.
I like him too.
I am hurt that he is so angry. I'm stunned he can't take a punch.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm kind of worried about him. Sounds fragile.
Well, let's.
Got a glass jaw.
Yeah. That got me all stirred up. I wanted to say something about Coach Cowell, and I thought it was very interesting. But that got me too stirred up. Now I'm shaking a little bit.
Well, you can call back tomorrow. Yeah, you can call back tomorrow.
All right. Thanks,
all right.
guys.
Thanks,
All
David.
right, see you, David.
Wow. Here we are, though. It's Texas week. This is what happens.
That's right.
Chuck, I would like to say that a lot of texters now chiming in saying that they will be happy to fight Brian on our behalf.
That's good.
So
I'll let you guys handle it.
That's good.
That's right.
Sounds
That's
great
good.
to me.
Why don't y'all meet at the White Star Saloon in West Fork?
Kick him while he's down. That'd be my advice. Yeah, once you get him down, then really go to work.
877-377-6963 if you want to get in the Chuck and Bo Show. By the way, if I do say so myself, it's been quite a show today.
It really has.
So if you missed anything, you can go on Apple or Spotify and just search the Chuck and Bo Show.
Clever.
And listen to it on demand.
Hey, if you're buying or selling a home, call Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, too. Go online. WeicherGriffin.com is their web address. Take a look at their wide selection of homes, and there are a lot of them. You want somebody that's representing you who really understands the real estate game, not somebody who does it on the side to pay for summer vacation, but someone who lives it every day. Those are the people that understand the market. Those are the people that understand how to help you get the most for your home when you're selling, and they understand how to find you the most home for your dollar when it's time for you to go looking. That's what real estate pros do. They've been my partner a long time. I can tell you about my experience. And I think your experience will be good, too. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas, Washington and Benton counties. They're in Fort Smith, Branson. You'll see their yellow signs all over town. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978.
Cody from Lavaca. I'll let my 5-year-old kick Brian's butt.
Brian, now
that's an Arkansas comment right there.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, man, this is what the game comes down to, though. Y'all want to keep talking. Let's see what you got.
I feel like we're in an endless text fight right now. You know, you're getting a text fight with somebody, and I'm going to get the last word in.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing
Yeah.
right now.
Hey.
Brian's texting, we're talking, and hey, we got 3 hours of airtime to kill, Brian, so good luck, pal.
Hey, why don't you call back in, Brian? Why don't you call back in instead of hiding behind the text line, huh? You're on line one, Brian.
Clay. Of course, Clay's got to chime in. Brian's weaker than a popcorn fart.
Wow.
Thanks, Clay.
That's pretty weak.
Clay has a way with words, doesn't he?
It's 8:33.
Well, he's writing again. That's
It's
the
the
deal.
Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
You never know what just happened to him that day. He could have accidentally dialed up an ED hotline while trying to call one of his hookers.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Is your hot water heater letting you down? No one likes cold showers. We want to be able to count on our hot water. That's why Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric has an offer that comes with the peace of mind I value. Get this, for just $17.76, you can get a 40 to 50 gallon water heater fully supplied and installed by their licensed and insured technicians backed by a comprehensive warranty. For less than $2,000? Yeah, price check it. It's a deal. Just log on to gopascal.com and don't worry about hot water anymore. Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
There's nothing like a college football Saturday, a few beers, your phone, and Twitter.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Don't miss Arkansas Game Day before every Razorback football game this season, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and Sawyer Sunrooms.
I love seeing that. I know that sometimes as a coach, they get so afraid to let their emotions get too high and sometimes too low, but I really think the players identify with what Travis Williams and the attitude that he brings to work every day, and that inspires me. I mean, every time I hear Travis Williams talk to his guys, I want to strap my helmet up and run through a wall.
I'm sorry, that's not it.
Over to I'd like to solve.
Okay.
Give yourself a round
is
of
Arkansas's
applause.
number one mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen. Look for my $R prop bet special. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen.
November.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Hi everybody, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate, or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Clarksville Saturday, November 16th and Sunday, November 17th. On Saturday, the doors open from 9 to 5 and Sunday from 9 till 3. The American Patriot Promotions Clarksville Gun Show is at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. Tickets are just $10 per person and only $8 for military and police. Plus, veterans get in for only $5. Children 16 and under are free. Go to AmericanPatriotPromotions.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Look, it's Eminem's birthday.
It is 52.
What's a 52-year-old Eminem look like?
An old guy with tattoos. Lots of them.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I love it when you play him.
That was your comment. Yeah. Speaking of comments, Brian Kelly. I don't know when this was. I don't know if it was before the Alabama LSU game. I don't know if it was after they beat A&M. But here's Brian Kelly with a very poignant statement.
October is for pretenders. November is for contenders.
All right, let's go out there and get our butt kicked.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
That's what happened. By the way, a couple of things from the weekend. Cleaning up the weekend from yesterday, things we didn't really get into. But the Tiger, apparently they rented a Tiger.
That was not actually Mike the Tiger.
No, wasn't Mike. So that's not okay.
What a fraud.
What a 100%. And they had that thing so doped up, it couldn't even move.
It really is kind of disgraceful what they did. If you really break it down, they rented a Tiger, doped it up, threw it in a cage, paraded it around the field, and said, "Hey, look at us. This is what's great about college football." I mean,
and then proceeded to lose.
And then got their butt kicked.
3 touchdowns or whatever.
I mean, really, rented a Tiger, doped him up, threw him in a cage, paraded him around the field.
That thing was so
think
doped
about
up,
that.
it couldn't
Just
even
really think about that.
It couldn't
for a
even eat
minute.
a corn dog. It was so doped up.
And
then, can we go to Ole Miss? Congratulations to both of these teams, by the way, for beating Arkansas. For those of you, we remember. Doesn't change what you did this weekend. Ole Miss fans decided to storm the field with 16 seconds left. They're so inexperienced. They stormed the field with 16 seconds left. And I'm watching this thinking, how do they get them back in the stands? And they didn't. They just put them on both sidelines. Now both teams have fans on the sidelines surrounding the end zones. What a mess. What a mess.
I saw the one shot where they were trying to get it out of the tunnel and all that. Evidently, it found its way down to the square in Oxford at some point. But, yeah, they jumped the gun.
Somebody,
for sure.
who was it that tore a goalpost down and put them in the pool of the president's house?
Georgia Tech, I believe.
Georgia Tech.
Okay.
That sounds like a very Georgia Tech type thing. By the way, I got a text here about Texas, and they said, hey, if you think Texas is bad, you need to really spend some time in the state of Texas with Aggies fans.
They're a little different. They're a little bit different.
But we don't get that kind of feel here.
I mean,
I don't really spend time around.
Well, I think that
the Aggies I've spent time around are nice people.
Yeah,
we don't really talk about that stuff.
Like Chuck said, they're just a little different.
They're different. I mean, you feel like, If they were in the mountains, it would be like these hills have eyes, man. I mean, you know that. There's stuff going on you don't know about. It's just the truth, man. You know there's stuff going on there that, you're just not quite sure about.
We're not the Illuminati, but we're something.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Look at my ring.
I mean, I respect them. But they, you just always have the feeling that there's something going on.
We were like, is there anybody we're not going to piss off today? Like, let's just calm down. The SEC's fined Ole Miss $350,000 and LSU $250,000 for incidents involving fans during Saturday's games. So that's a lot of fines in the league this year. I feel like we got a record number of fines.
There's a lot of money on the table out there right now. I mean, everybody's flush, so so the fines are greater.
By the way, if you're wondering about the Arkansas-Texas game, Arkansas has won the last 2 meetings between the teams. Somebody tell Brian 5 of the last 7. And Texas has a 17-4 all-time record in Fayetteville. But more recently, it's gone the Razorbacks' way. I don't think any of that has anything to do with this game. I do think that Texas will be more aware of Arkansas's hatred for them coming in. But I also think that you're probably going to see a really inspired, motivated Arkansas football team on Saturday. I kind of always expect to see that. But, like, if you can't get up for this game, I mean, if you're not hearing it all around you.
Well, you literally have to get up early. I mean, it's 11 o'clock. And
everybody
for fans,
needs to be there.
That's early. I mean, I know it is. And everybody's got to get their game face on. And you know what I'm saying?
What is a game face?
Well, you got to start about 9
Bob
o'clock.
Knight.
Yeah, Bob Knight. What is a game face? Hey, we're brought to you in part by the Sweatnam Edge. Don't forget to go to Sweatnam.com, SweatnamCosmetic.com. If you feel like lethargic, just don't have the energy, you find yourself overly depending on caffeine all day long, you can feel a lot better. You can look a lot better. You can have a way better life. Get evaluated. That's all you got to do. It's free to get evaluated. Tell them Chuck and Bo sent you. Ask them about the Sweatnam Edge. You can just log on to SweatnamCosmetic.com. You'll see the Sweatnam Edge at the top. Click on that. Get a free evaluation. Find out if you want to have a different game plan moving forward. 8:45, Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Hog Country. I travel with my work, so I'm on the road a lot. So you guys are on my station.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies,
provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer. And it's a great time to be a Razorback. Embrace the home! Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Sully, when I was on my visit, I seen it firsthand. They care for me other than just the basketball and how it is playing for Cal. You're playing for a professional coach. Can't play for a great coach and not give the best effort every day. And they're really genuine. He wants his players to be set for life.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
Good morning, Smack Daddy. What's happening?
What's up, Bald Brotherhood?
There you go.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above.
Hello.
We'll just. I was trying to get the. So I could just plug this one in.
Mark's your dedicated play, short squat Texan for Brian.
I'm a short squat Texan.
This needs to be the Bart minus Chuck and Bo Show for the rest of the day.
Bart, the final 10 minutes, all yours.
We're almost to 1,400 live viewers. That would be our all-time.
Into work saying, hey, did you hear what those guys are doing?
They're getting in just in time for the last few minutes here.
Yeah, we're not funny now. You missed it.
Chuck threw out a callback to the message board days with the Amazonic reference, and Bo didn't pick up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
There we go.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'm going to play a couple clips from the newest Razorback command. Ryan at Prairie Grove basically said Brian's upset because he's never milked an oat. Bart had oat milk.
Oat milk.
With his gingerbread latte today. Shortly before inadvertently, subconsciously stealing a minivan and driving off. What a show it's been.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
Right? Malik Thomas, 5-star.
We started there. Nearly 3 hours ago, that's where we started with basketball.
Commits to Arkansas. He was on a podcast. I apologize, I don't know which one. It's on the internet. You can find it on the internet. Just go to social media and search Malik Thomas podcast. You'll find this. That's why he came to Arkansas. It's probably overtime. Overtime's doing the thing on
overtime elite.
Yeah. And there's like a content brand that
Oh,
follows
okay.
elite basketball players around. Here's another comment after announcing he's committed to Arkansas. Sounds like that was from a nightclub in Miami.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was at the club.
Yeah.
I caught up with him.
That's at school. It's like some ceremony. And they're just bumping some beats in the background.
Yeah, bumping.
Yeah.
Nothing like bumping some beats.
Nothing like.
Spoken like a true Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
nothing
I
like,
missed your.
Nothing like in the whole world.
Sorry, I missed your Alma Sonic fight reference.
Yeah,
that was an old message.
That harkens back to the old days. You know, only the old guys really understood the reference there.
Man, the text line is just on fire today.
It really is.
It's just wow.
Well, the
read.
Swedish chef set it into a whole
Yeah,
new
well,
level.
it sure did.
It just elevated it to a
wait.
level we'd not been to before.
We were talking about.
See, right there. I mean, nothing says great radio like that. Play it again. Brian and Ozark.
Live from Ozark.
That sparked death threats. I got a death threat. Then Bart got a death threat. The guy that actually did it's living over there like behind the scenes just laughing.
They don't know me, Chuck.
I know. Well, they're going to know you by the time this is over.
Man, he immediately got to texting.
Oh, he got pissed.
He hangs up. We didn't hang up on him. He always.
Well, we kind of drowned him out. We sort of overwhelmed him there with that. And
we did play a round of sausage for him.
God.
It's Brian ordering his biscuits and gravy this morning.
Brian at the drive-thru.
At Hardee's?
Yeah, he's at Hardee's.
Yeah. We get paid for this. Is this unbelievable? Or what?
Oh, do we? Are we
well,
sure?
we're kind of.
Are we sure?
Sort of.
Holy cow.
Man, that's funny.
I'd like to wish Russell Westbrook a happy 36th birthday.
I wonder if he's going to get any shots up in the game tonight. You pass the ball to Russell Westbrook, it ain't coming back. You're going to put it up.
He's the opposite of like Klay Thompson in dribble efficiency.
Maybe.
Yeah. Sammy Sosa's 56. Today's National French Dip Day. Have a nice French dip.
I like a good French dip.
And it's National Happy Hour Day. Bart, what does that mean that it's National Happy Hour Day? Like we should do happy hour today or happy hours all day?
I think it means whatever you want it to mean.
Did you ever do any of those virtual happy hours during COVID?
Yeah.
They told us we
Speed
couldn't
dating.
come out of our house and we could only be on Zoom.
Sure, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. We had like my family had like a virtual happy hour.
I'm guessing by the reaction from Chuck, he did not.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Nah.
COVID hit. Chuck went to Florida.
That's
COVID
That's
was not
exactly what happened. I tell you, I pulled the Ted Cruz and got the hell out of here, man.
Chuck had real whiskey with real people.
That's right.
Oh, virtual happy hour for him.
That's right.
Well, it's Texas week, man. We got a lot to get into. It's going to be a great week. I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel better about the game already. Maybe it was Brian's
I'm just
fault.
feeling better about the day, period. It's a good way to start the day. You need to laugh a little bit.
Hey, thank you for making us part of your day. We really appreciate it. It's going to be a high of 70 today. Get out there, enjoy yourself, be safe. Chuck and Bo Show. We'll see you tomorrow.
You guys made the show today.
What a show.
Both of you did. Both of you did. You seriously, you made the show today.
Great.
Thank you.
That's what great production can do for you. Timely production. The Wheel of Fortune, that stuff, you know? And sometimes it won't work like you think, and other times it just goes bananas.
We've got 1,392 people in
I
here,
know,
and they're not going anywhere. They're not leaving. In fact, we're gaining
Well, we didn't
viewers.
drive them away today. They may not come back, but we didn't drive them away today.
Well, we're about to hit 1,400. Nobody's leaving. They're clamoring for more.
Yeah, Ty and Tommy, top that, bitches.
What is that?
I don't know.
That's the Bruce Stanton guy in that studio.
What are they saying?
Oh, I just disconnected.
Oh.
There you
Oh,
go.
I hear what they were saying.
There you go.
You want to listen to them indie? You want to listen to their indie? Is that what you're saying?